Well, look at that. Typical Craig. Here comes play. Oh, my word. Absolutely magnificent. Wait. He rose so
A long night. Paquetá, he's played it through, and Bowen's in. It's up for grabs now. He's done it.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Night Takeaway. We're back, and as you can see so far, I've got Anthony and I've got Jez. But before we say hello to these people, and that, a massive, massive respect to the man below us who's just got over the 8,000 subs mark. Well done, mate. Congratulations on that.
Cheers, buddy. Cheers. Yeah. Funny enough, during that little stream I was doing, I went up 26 more. It's fucking madness. Fucking madness, man. Nearly on 8.3 now. It's just, I don't know what's going on, but I think it's got to be down. I changed the channel name. Because a lot of people were saying they going on other streams like here and all around, like I am the whore of going around streams. And
well, you're taking over from this man. This one, you've taken over.
Yeah. He's taken over from me now. It's fucking. I got to get that title back. So if anybody's got a show and he needs somebody on, just fucking message me. I'll come on.
I'll tell you what I think what went wrong for you, Anthony, like you stopped wearing your stockings and suspenders because that was working for you.
Oh, it was. I'm glad that I told you, Jez, if you changed your name of your show, it would work. Now, I tell you what, Jez is an asshole. I told you, you're going to get 20k by the end of this season. You're going to get 20k. Right? No, seriously, Jez, on a good note, it proves it's working. You've changed the name to your show. And do you know what? When I watch your shows, I feel I like your shows, but I like it even more when you do them on your own as well. You know, do you know what I mean? It's not just that, like, we always hear other people's views on the show. And then what we like to do, we like to hear the actual persons whose channel it is. We like to hear their views as well. And you've been doing that, like, you know, you've been doing it for a while, but it's something now, it's something different about it. And people are starting to like it more. And obviously, hence the subs and obviously the views as well. So whatever it is you're doing, just keep doing it and you get there.
Enough, man. I mean, you were one of from day one. A little while ago, we talked about it and you said to me, maybe change the name, and you did. You came up with some ideas and everything, and I listened. And the fact you said maybe do stuff on your own, and what can I say? It's working. So I don't know, man. But big up to you, buddy, and big up to you, Tony.
No, you're welcome, mate. You're welcome. Before I come to Anthony, let's just say about the people in the chat as always. First one is usual. Good evening to yourself. Good evening all. And to Matty, big up usual Tony on the panel. And they're saying like with each other, which is always good to see that. Good evening, Leslie. Evening usual, Matt and Tony. Hope you're all good. Yeah, not too bad. It's been muggy in there. I mean, I know where Jez is. It's a bit balmy out there as well, mate, isn't it? Mind you, we've got a bit of a breeze going on at the moment, so that's not too bad just to cool us down, but even still.
It is hot, man. It's like yesterday was 38. Today it's gone down to about 36. But we have today as well. We've got a bit of wind. It's clouding up, actually, because there's apparently due rain tomorrow, which would be nice, calm things down. The thing is, round here, everything is so arid and dry. It's all grapes everywhere, grown, vineyards everywhere, all over the place. Or if it's not vineyards, it's mustard seeds. Okay. So it's awful if you get hay fever, because the your car gets covered in yellow from the bloody mustard seeds. Obviously, because up the road is Dijon, biggest mustard producer in France. So it's everywhere, literally, honestly, I swear down. You can wash your car in the morning, right? And buy it, and up the wife's car is white. We haven't got it at the moment because the fucking thing broke down last Monday. We're getting it back tomorrow. You can literally wash it in the morning, and by 3 o'clock, it's yellow again.
Yeah.
Honestly, you can see it coming across in the evening. You can see, you get the sun down there, that's facing west over there, right? And you can see these clouds coming across, and it's mustard seed. Pollen, mustard seed pollen. And it's fucking nightmare. Anyway, there you go.
So if you stood out by your front door, Jez, all right, for a few hours, stand outside for a few hours and come in, would you be yellow? Yeah.
I've been Mr. Chinese man, honestly.
No.
Honestly, man, you get absolutely. I'm not joking. Everything. You look at the roof on the house, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, you can see it's like, looks like. How can I put it? It looks like if you like sunsets, like, and you get sunset,
yeah.
This could be at like 1 in the afternoon, and it looks like it's sunset. It's covered in yellow. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, my eyes have been streaming because I suffer from hay fever, and it's.
That can't be good for you, Ian. Yeah. That's like a sweet and savoury, isn't it? Wine, the taste of wine one side of the grapes, and mustard seed to the other.
Before I shut up, right? Because we've got the lake there, right? I had my bivvy up and I was fishing and all that shit. Yeah. I went to take it down because people have come for the weekend fishing, all that next week. I thought the dust, this yellow shit that was coming off it, I had to bring it back, put it in the front, and get a hose out and wash it because it was just covered in this yellow, and it's sticky. It's like a sticky stuff,
Oh, bloody hell, even worse.
Yeah. God, you'd be outside with this Sunday roast in one hand, touching the corn, the other, going, yeah, it's mustard. Yeah, that's all right.
Rubbing it on Daddy's arm a couple of times. Brendan, good evening to yourself as well. Evening, Tom Panel on the chatters. And he's asking how the usual is. Of course, let's hope the usual is doing well. Yes, Leslie, no signings whatsoever.
Tell me about it.
Yep. We'll cover that shortly. No signings FC at the moment. They're all saying hello there. All is well. Yes, lots of sightings as always. All the rumours. We can't believe anything on that side of things. Did you listen to the Musketeers fight? Big up Leslie. I did, and he brought it all back, he says. Matt saying, have we got a new goalkeeper coach or close to appointing one? Casper Angergreen. Yes, apparently he's due to us, Matt. Should have kept Fabianski in that respect. Would have been the most obvious choice for me. Knows the club inside and out. Mama, good evening to yourself. Hope you're good.
Yeah, Mama.
And Anthony's cousin's in here. Wurzel Herbal. Evening, you.
Well then, Wurzel. Should be on that fucking farm. Not watching the stream.
And we're off one of Leicester City goalkeepers, a Danish one, Mad something. Yeah, and he's another one that's due to us. Mad saying, Mama Flosser making it before Tony. That's a surprise. Well, I was in the comments for Jez's channel and that, and Mama had to remind Jez, you've got to come on to this show.
No, I was watching. I thought, the problem is, mate, that the chat was coming in. It's like yourself, right? You try and go through everybody's chat. Yeah. I tried to as well. And I was like, fucking hell, I need to jump over. I don't like being late, So I was like, right, I've got to wrap it now, boys. And then there'll be another 5 chats. I'm like, got to jump over, man. Got to jump over. And,
don't take long, does it?
Yeah, I
I
think
was waiting. I was in backstage at 5:02. 5-2 came. I was back. Tom wasn't even ready at 5-8. He wasn't even ready. Wasn't even on.
And he's early for a change.
I was early in that. I thought, fucking hell. And all I saw, Tom's got these emojis of fucking their tumbleweeds going across the screen.
Yeah, that's called the lack of signings. That is, mate. That's for sure.
At least you got your Wi-Fi working tonight.
Oh, mate, that was bloody awful the other time. And that was to do with Google, of all things. Mad, that was. Good evening, Steve.
Actually, I'll be down your way in October.
Yeah.
Going down to wedding, Bristol.
You where? Sorry,
Bristol. Coming to a wedding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
whereabouts to in Bristol? What sort of area?
Oh, I don't fucking know. I have to come back to you on that one. But all I know is staying in Bristol.
Ah, right. But if it depends. If you there's a lot of Premier. Are you staying in overnight?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not fucking driving home. Jesus.
Right. So you got the Hilton. You got the Hilton. You got Premier Inns. You got travel lodges. There's quite a few in Bristol, but Premier Inn. If you just want like a nice room for you and Barbara to stay in, and with the Premier Inn, if you pay an extra £10, yeah, you can have breakfast the next morning, and you can go up and help yourself as many times as you want, and that's just for an extra £10 what you pay on top of your room.
Well, I don't mind that. The trouble with me, right?
Yeah.
When I've been on the piss all night at a wedding, right, and I know I will be. When I get up in the morning, I'm like, oh fuck, I don't want breakfast.
Yeah.
The last wedding we went to, right, which is my son's in Wales, Caerleon, stayed in a beautiful place called the Priory Hotel. Lovely hotel, beautiful hotel. And the wife said, come on, we've got to get up for breakfast. I went down for breakfast and I was like, right. I'm like, feeling like death.
Yeah.
Right. I've been up till 1 o'clock in the morning on the piss. Right. And this is 9 in the morning. Tone, Anthony, you know what it's like. And I was like, and she says, what are you having? I said, nothing. And she went, we'll have something. It's all paid for. I said, I don't want nothing. And she went, well, I'm having a full English. I said, well, you have a full English then. I'm not interested. And she have some toast. I said, I don't want any fucking toast. Have a cup of tea. I said, I don't want a cup of tea. I don't even want to be here. I just want to go back to the room. We ain't got to check out till 11 o'clock. She said, you can't? That's rude. I said, do you know, I don't give a flying fuck. I'm just, you have your English. You have your full English.
It's not in July, this wedding, is it?
Sorry?
It's not in July, is it?
No. October.
Be all right then. Good evening, Ray. Keeping well. We got Steve Aces. Good to see you as well. And Satan there. Godfather Jezzy's saying as well. Mama saying evening, Tont, Jez and Anthony. Evening, Mama. Aces always. Bristol Rovers tractor supporter.
Oh, blimey. How's the Spuds getting on? I got to congratulate Aces of Tottenham winning the Europa League. Fair play to that one,
Well, this is going to be an interesting conversation as well. Thomas Frank is there now. And, he's already looking to buy some players. Apparently, he's been promised money, so that'd be interesting.
Well, after winning that cup, yeah, they've packed some money now, wouldn't they?
Fucking hell, wind, Jesus.
Good evening, Pepsi. Hammers Arsenal Football TV will get you more subs, Tom.
Ain't they in the Super League Cup for the Champions League winners and the Europa League winners?
What, Spurs?
Spurs, yeah.
I think no. I think just champions.
I thought it was. You won the Champions League, and whoever wins the Europa League, they play in the cup. They used to do that, didn't they?
Don't know about that.
The European Cup, Super Cup, or something like that.
Problem is where they're going to fit it in. Like as you were saying earlier, mate. Get the
Well, if,
Premier League
if
out
they're
of the
not
way
doing
with.
it, fine, fair enough. But if they are doing it, that's another fucking trophy Tottenham can win. I mean, mind you, they got to beat PSG, but you know,
Don't say that.
No. Good evening, Gary. Yep, even all can't keep up all the signing we've made. Not, yeah, it's underwhelming at the moment. That's for sure, mate.
Yeah, jokes.
Very underwhelming.
Jokes.
Where's Fuzzy, Murray, and Budgie? We'll see, mate. They may join us at some point, hopefully. If not, I've got two good gentlemen in the chat on the panel with me anyway. Oi, Gary. Stephen saying, good evening, you lovely lot. Good evening to yourself as well. And everyone's saying like each other, which as always is nice to see. There he is. Good evening, everyone. Hi, Tom. Currently with my new mate, nice. We're with my new granddaughter. We're trying to put on later, mate. No worries. You enjoy that time.
congratulations, Budgie.
Yeah, he's over the moon on that one.
Yeah.
And everyone's saying hello to Joe. Yeah, priority is perfect. Absolutely. Definitely agree on that. So on yours channel, Jez, I see obviously people mentioning about it, and I see some kind of comments coming up in the old rumour mill. Martinelli, he's off. He's going.
Well, rumour. Bayern are looking at him. I look at this from two ways, guys. I look at it from good luck to him to enhance his career, because his career is going nothing under Arteta. Do I want him to go? No, I think there's a decent player there. He proved it when we had a decent manager, Emery. He scored, what was it, 14 goals in 15 games.
15.
I know. How many?
He scored 15 goals. He was on 15. Saka was on 15. Believe it or not, Odegaard was on 15, and Jesus was on 13 because he had that injury. And also, Smith Rowe, I believe he was over on 10 or 12 goals that season. So we were scoring all over the pitch. But look at it now.
Well, so do I want him to go? No. Look, we've got certain players have gone. Jorginho's fucked off to Fluminense, or what they call themselves. Fluminense.
Yeah.
Good. Had to go. Right. Sterling's gone. So there's a lot of gaps now. There's a lot of, come on. I'm not worried about Sterling. He was a pile of shit. But at the end of the day, we can't let lone players walk out and not replace them with a permanent player. We're going to compete. And people are telling me, we're going to compete on all four fronts. Bullshit. we never compete in the FA Cup. We never compete in the Carrier Bag Cup. Right? Well, we did last year. We got to the semi-final and got turned over by Newcastle. 2-0, 2-0 in the semi-final. Is that competing? No, it's not. It's embarrassing. Right? No disrespect to Newcastle United. But at the end of the day, for the player, as a player, I wish him all the bloody best. I'll tell you what, he'll be another player that goes from Arsenal, and all of a sudden, a year later, he's banging it on.
Yeah.
And we'll say, why do we let him go? Why do we let him go? We've done it before, Tony.
Yeah, seen with some of the players you let go in that, and they've made a success of it.
We've got a shit manager. And until this shit manager's gone, mate, sorry to say that, we ain't doing nothing. And it's repeat bullshit, man.
No, I agree on that. Good evening, Michael Chelsea. Evening, Jess Tottenham. This seat has been awful this weekend. Hopefully, we're going to balance things out. Hopefully, it will do, mate. And Michael, if you're still in the chat, check your Insta, mate. Have a look at that, please. Now, Anthony already spoke to you in that. You said you've not watched much of this Club World Cup. Jez, have you watched any of it?
Second, sorry, mate.
Have you watched any of the Club World Cup?
No, can't get it, man. I ain't got. Not seen any of it.
Well, safely tell you, you're not missing anything. You are not missing
Oh,
anything at all. mate.
we haven't got Sky TV or anything here. It's purely all French stuff, and I'm not going to sit here and watch a game in like French. I mean, there is a channel Dazan,
Yeah.
5 French, but you know, I'm sorry, I can't sit here and listen and watch that. It's just, I'll be honest, it doesn't interest me. I'm not interested, man.
Yeah, you're not missing much. I'll tell you that now. Not missing much at all. Good evening, Paul. Hope you well as well, mate. Yeah, I think they were saying. I think over the last couple of games, there's been like 50,000 plus seats that's been unsold. It's just
Tom, what I'd like to do, can I touch on that Martinelli thing?
yeah,
you
of course,
were
mate.
talking about? Do you know what? I'm the same as Jez. I mean, do I want to see Martinelli leave? No. Has he been crap the last 18 to 24 months? Yes, he has. But if he goes, he goes. That's what I'm saying. As long as we got decent money for him, that can obviously bring in a new player. I mean, there is rumours lurking about that. Trossard is 50-50 whether he's going to sign a year's contract extension or a certain extension. But listen to this, and I bet you know Mikel Arteta this will happen, and I'll put pounds to donuts on it, right? If Martinelli leaves, yeah, we'll get fucking Marcus Rashford. This is typical Mikel Arteta, right? I can no time. I can see it somewhere down the line, and then the excuse comes is, oh, I can because some Man United fans they don't want it, and then there's some Man United fans. I was chatting to one earlier. Funny enough, it was my brother, and he reckons there's still a player in Marcus Rashford, and a certain Newcastle United is apparently. So I've read that they might be want Marcus Rashford as well, depending obviously on the Anthony Gordon situation.
Yeah.
You know, but this is a different story. But what I'm saying is, if Anthony Gordon leaves Newcastle, let's say if Newcastle signs Marcus Rashford, and then Marcus Rashford starts improving his games, then he starts banging in the goals, right? It makes you think, oh, why didn't we go for him? But this minute of time, I don't want Marcus Rashford. I'm not being funny, but I can see it happening. Marcus Rashford will be at Arsenal Football Club. I don't know why, but listen, it's my opinion. I don't want to set any. Well, I don't want to put Jez on a downer, but listen, Jez knows this is Arsenal Football Club. It's Mikel Arteta in charge, and this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
The other thing for me, I just want to touch on, is on new owner, Berta. He's come in, and I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't seen fuck all. I haven't seen nothing from this guy at all. And this guy was a director at Atletico Madrid, and he got Diego Simeone his players, right? He hasn't bagged in one player for Arsenal at the minute. And I'm telling you now, with Mikel Arteta in charge, because it seems like it's Arteta Football Club and not Arsenal Football Club. I tell you what, I can see Mikel Arteta knocking him down a peg or two, and he's going to be a yes man. I know we've got to give him time, this Berta, to see what he can do and what he can produce and what players he can bring in. But I reckon who has the final say on it, I reckon it'd be Mikel Arteta.
Man, the reason why I laughed at you, Anthony, it was a case of like the old saying, "Out of the frying pan into the fire."
Yeah.
Get rid of Sterling, and then you're going to get Rashford in there. Good evening, West Ham United. Even though I was just turning to Arteta talking about mustard seeds.
Yeah. I could have sworn Jez said that Havertz is mustard. You'll have to rewind that back.
Clip that as a short video on that. Good evening, Peter. Hope you will. I'd be happy if we sold Sully and Brady for that. I'll give them away. Mate, the queue would be endless for the amount of people would love to see them two go. Because not good at all. We their time's done. I think they need to move on. Our owners currently. I know you've said your things about the Cronkies with Arteta, but at the moment, Sullivan and Brady are just kind of poison in this club. It's just getting beyond a joke now.
I don't have a problem with the Cronkies. It may shock you. I don't have a problem with the Cronkies. The Cronkies has backed this manager 850 million. He's only got to spend 150 million in this window, and that's his first £1 billion spent. And we've won fuck all under Mikel Arteta's his own team. So I just feel like when I was actually reading it and looking through it, and I'm thinking, well, hang on a second. Some Arsenal fans are blaming the Cronkies. I've turned the other way. I more blame Mikel Arteta than what I do with the Cronkies.
Fun if we've got the same situation. There's certain people saying about obviously with Potter, he's part of the problem there, and I think some people are realising it's probably not the case because, like you've got Berto in, we've got Macaulay in, which is obviously tied up with Potter with Brighton and Chelsea. And again, doesn't matter what them two do. It seems that Sullivan is the one that's going to say yes to all the deals. So we're in a similar position as you, basically. Yeah, and it's quite worrying because I did a stream a couple of, was it a week ago? This, I think, for West Ham, is definitely a make or break season. If we don't get this right and that, then and today I saw it, one of them so-called super score predictor computers kind of thing. Has kind of got us being one of the teams that's going to get relegated.
Well, I saw. I'm not too sure. It might have been James' video from 20 you're on, but apparently you're looking at over Holland to look at Project Youth, bringing some youth players in from abroad. But don't get me wrong. That sounds good and is a positive. But the way you was last season, Tim, you want something in your team now. Not youth.
The problem with that, like everything else, is because the one thing that Sullivan's banded on about, we need to sell before we can buy. Because we're touching on PSR. We are virtually on the kind of brink of going into that kind of thing. And of course, the worst part about it, we got rid of that Vlasic. And because we couldn't pay, I think it was it Sparta Prague, one of them teams where we got him from, we still owed them money. And if we don't sort that out, then basically we've got a transfer embargo until we pay this money. It's just, it's become a mess.
Exactly. Mess. And then we're thinking about, we want these top quality players. We want decent players at our team, and it's not buying them is the problem. It's the wages. And then, do you know what I mean? And then you've got to balance your books, right, obviously, with the wages. But listen, if you can't afford the wages, the players that we want, obviously they're not going to come. So you settle for second best and hope they can produce the goods out on the pitch. But it's going to free up. Thomas Partey's leaving for free now. He's refused. He don't want nothing to do with Arsenal now. He's leaving for free. That's a kick in the balls, I got to say, because I would have liked him at least sign even if it was a 1-year contract extension, going into the new season, that would have been great. But we're talking about Zubamendi, and you've got to think we've already it'd be 2 DMs leaving. Jorginho's gone, but what Jez has just touched on, and also with Partey going, we're only replacing it with 1 DM, which is Zubamendi. So why are you letting 2 go and just bringing in 1? Surely you've got to bring in another one,
Tone, I've been talking to a fella. He's a West Ham guy. Right? I met him over here actually. Really nice guy. He's English. He's got he's part of one of the vineyard setups here. He's basically he's learning his trade. Really nice guy. I've been chatting him in a bar up the road here. Right nice guy. West Ham. And I said to him, I said, what do you think is going to happen next year? Do you think you're going to invest and get the right players in with this manager? And he was like, I don't know. I'm not sure about the management. And I think, right, okay. Are you happy, Tone, with your manager?
For me, it's an interesting one because originally it was going to be like a 6-month deal. and Potter managed to get 2.5-year contract signed out of Sullivan. So he's either said something right to him in the first place, or Sullivan's promised him he's going to give him X, Y, Z. I think he kind of pulled the wool over our eyes the first game, the Villa game, the cup game, because we saw that and it looked quite enticing. The football looked good. We looked a bit organised compared to what we had with Lopetegui. So we're thinking, we'll have more of that. Thank you very much. That looks decent. We'll have that. And then a couple of games in, when he finally, actually came in charge, the tactics started going out the window, Jez. And you look at that and you think to yourself, hold on, you're supposed to be this so good coach, and really you're better than the fella that you replaced. And in certain respects, he was worse. The fact that
you would have gone down.
That's what I said to you. And the thing, even worse than that Potter's got to live with, that his average points per game and that, he's worse than Avram Grant. And Avram Grant got us relegated. So when you look in that respects, like in Kilsh, a manager comes in, you've got to see what he can do in a window, what they can get in, what he can do with the team. And I suppose we've got to look at that. But if it doesn't work out from that point onwards, then you've got to think the board have got to react quickly. Otherwise, full well, if you don't change things and get it right straight away, you're on hide it to nothing, and one loss after another comes along. And once you get into that kind of that hole, you can't get out of it. It's really hard to get out of. So yeah, it is worrying where we're going to go with this. Is Potter the right man for the job? He weren't Sullivan's choice, put it that way. It wasn't his choice. We've let other managers.
Don't you think that? Look, I mean, for me, as an outsider, right? Would you agree with me on this one statement? When you left the Bullion Ground, Upton Park, whatever you want to call it, I like to call it Upton Park because that's how I remember it.
Yeah,
an old Arsenal fan. Do you think? There's two parts to this question, buddy. Do you think you've transgressed going to the London City Stadium as much as Arsenal have, leaving Highbury and going to the Emirates?
Yes.
Do you think that's affected? Right. The point I'm trying to make here is: do you think that has affected your what's the word I'm looking for? Your love for the club? Maybe no, that's not the right word. What am I looking for here, guys? The atmosphere. The atmosphere. If you're I've never been to the London City Stadium, so I don't know. But I do know, having been to Upton Park and probably 25, 30 times, right, over the years, it was an atmospheric ground. Bit of a nightmare. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Is it?
Has it come to a lost soul?
Yeah, that's the word. There it is. There you are.
Yeah, when we first moved to the London Stadium, when you're watching your own fans fight with each other, up in the gods, in the lower stands behind the goal mouth, and you've got your own fans fighting with each other. Yeah, it lost its identity from what it was at Upton Park, as you said. The problem was when we moved to the London Stadium, we was promised we were going to get European football, which we did eventually. But the pitch, you'll be sitting as close as you were as at Upton Park, and it never happened. You was miles away from the pitch. So that was one thing about that. The Europa Conference, it kind of gelled, the fans better because obviously, the results were coming and we was winning games. We was doing really well. Then we was kind of we could see the light at the end of the tunnel where the cup final was coming up. And it kind of brought people together in that respect. But yes, Jez, it has had a massive negative effect because a lot of people still don't regard it as a home ground. We don't own it for one. That's one thing. We don't own it as that's the other thing.
So my next question is this, right? Everton have moved from Goodison Park. They've kept that old ground for their ladies' team, which I think is very admirable.
Yeah.
I think that's fucking brilliant. But don't you think this could be another problem for a club like Everton? I mean, come on, I think they're the only team behind Arsenal have been in
Top flight.
Top flight.
Top flight behind Arsenal for I think 1955 was the last time they were relegated. I might be wrong. Chat, tell me. I might be wrong. I think it's 52, 55. I can't remember. Now, do you think that's going to have an effect on them, right? And it's either going to be good or it could send them down. And let's be honest, they've been struggling for quite a few years now.
I think for me, the Freeling group did well in actually appointing Moyes back as manager because they knew he knew the club. That was a good move in that sense, and it worked for the business model they had. And you can see he finished up, 14th in the table after that, which Sean Dyche hadn't done for the last 3 or 4 seasons. So there's that side of things. I think one thing apparently David Moyes never did was set foot in the new stadium at all. He hasn't set foot in that place whatsoever as when the season was actually still being played. So superstitious, maybe, I don't know. But I think with the Freeling group and Moyes, I think it's a good, happy partnership. I think he will actually get the players that he wants. But if he can keep them in that kind of the upper tier of the Premier League is another thing. I don't know if your thoughts on that, Anthony.
Yeah, I mean, I went to Liverpool going back a while ago because my missus, she's got a family that was there. And we went past the new stadium. I mean, the stadium was all built all up around. There was nothing on that. It was just basically a load of hardcore that was around the stadium, basically. So it wasn't finished. But then when you look at it from the outside, it was a massive stadium. You could just tell it was just a massive stadium. But I think what Jez is trying to get at is you can put Arsenal in that equation. When we left Highbury and moved to the Emirates, what is going to happen to that football club? Are they going to make more signings? Is it going to improve them? Are they going to be able to win trophies at the? Do you know what I mean? I mean, we've moved to the Emirates and we haven't won a major competition. We haven't won that. So Everton could go on.
No, sorry, mate. Go on.
It makes you think. I mean, obviously they do it now. It's for the revenue. I mean, obviously with the capacity. I mean, there's talks now with our stadium is 60,000 capacity. They want to bring that to 80.
Yeah.
But what I'd rather do instead of raising the Emirates up to 80,000 capacity, which they can build on top of that again, all the way round. I'd rather get this team sorted out first, then go onto the stadium and go on to do better things and keep up with the revenue. That's what I'd rather do. But I mean, regarding West Ham, what you were saying, Tim, I thought last season you've got to be lucky because Southampton, Leicester, and Ipswich, it went down. If they would have won more games, that would have been a major problem for West Ham, but not just for West Ham, for Manchester United as well.
Yeah.
So, in all fairness, as a West Ham fan, West Ham fans got to be thankful in one way that these 3 teams were shit. For you to stay, I know it sounds horrible on the other team. Do you know what I mean?
It's reality when you think about it. It's absolute reality.
So that's one way of looking at it. But obviously, it's like what I said. You've got to improve next season. I mean, Arsenal, we've got to improve next season. I mean, I think when you look at the players in our squad, I think we need to go on a little mini rebuild at Arsenal Football Club. I mean, you look at this little window that's shut. Fucking hell, Man City bought 5 players in that window. So do you know what I mean? So I just don't get it when You know, I mean, we should be buying players now. I mean, I'm surprised you haven't bought any players, Tim, because of how you was last season. You know what I mean?
It's only to Debo, isn't it? Really, I mean, like, you know, Cummins. That's about it. Nothing else otherwise.
Yeah.
It's again same as like yourself, linked to this player, that player, you name it. But that's all it is at this stage. So a good. Apparently, you know, we're looking to offload him. Obviously, we got rid of the 5 players, the senior players. Antonio, he's a free agent, so we don't know what's going to go in with that respects. Who else is there? I mean, you know, you've got Edson Alvarez. He's another one. The Paqueta situation. We're still waiting to find the outcome of that one. Is that going to be, is he going to actually get done, or is it a case of he gets cleared, but you don't get the same player back? So we've got a multitude of problems in that respect.
Do you know what's winding me up, Tim? Your young player, Earthy, he signed for Middlesbrough.
Yeah, work that one out. Work that one out, mate.
And that ain't no more than tickets. That's got to be for about 6-7 mil, because Middlesbrough haven't really got a lot of money.
No.
And you could have got more for him.
I think cashed out too early on that one. But it seems to be Sullivan is definitely kind of cashing in on things. So hopefully that's a good sign. Hopefully, you know, he did this with Birmingham before he left. So you never know. It could be a good sign.
I personally think when this is just me, I'm old school, right? So people disagree with me on this one, whatever. When clubs leave their true home grounds, to me, it's never the same.
No.
Right? Because it's history in the fact you know, Upton Park, as was, it's been there for a very long time. There's history, tradition, respect, glory, and you've thrown that all in the fucking bin, right? And you're never going to get that back. Same at Highbury, all the same attributes I've just mentioned. You're never going to get it back. The same at Goodison Park, the great teams they had in the 80s, right? That's all gone, but they've at least kept their stadium. How long they can keep it, who knows? We see the talk, don't we, about Man United are going to build a new stadium, right? Well, they need to, because that place is falling down. It's been falling down for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
The last time I went there, right, was just before lockdown, and it was an absolute shithole. But I think this is the problem now in football, guys, is that it's all about that.
Yeah.
Of course, the money side of things.
Money. Get more people in, become, I've been told by people I know that are the season ticket holders at West Ham, you're as nearly as bad at Arsenal with the tourists.
If not worse, Jess, because we've got the international station, we've got City Airport just up the road. So we've got, it's even worse for us.
Yeah. I mean, it's like with us at Arsenal from 2004, I'll go 2014, 2015 season up until the present day. Arsenal is raising their revenue for that club and all the, the season ticket holders and stuff like that. Do you know they've actually put that up, the revenue, by 26%? I read it yesterday. 26%. And me and Jez touched on this when I was on Jez's show. They put it up by 20%. Do you remember that, Jez? And then after, was it 2 seasons after that, they put it up by another 6%.
True.
And it's 26%. And then they're on about trying to upload the stadium from 60 to 80,000. And what would they do? They'll put an extra 10% of revenue on that to pay for the cost back, plus more in gate receipts to obviously to go to inject it back into the club. which is obviously the thing that they do anyway. But I just feel it's just a con. I mean, what's the average price now of a season ticket at the Emirates? I was told it was $3,000.
I think red levels 1,500. That's red. So that's lottery. That's lottery. So basically, you're not guaranteed a ticket.
That's mad, mate.
So
That's
so if you put more money down, you're guaranteed a ticket. Then if you put more money down for the ticket,
Yeah, if you go to gold,
yeah,
then you're guaranteed every week. You're guaranteed a ticket, but you're not guaranteed to get away. This is the bullshit. See, I mean, back in my time, right? You'd pay your dollar, right, and you'd get home and away. Now, the only thing you had to do was out of the programs was collect your little token, right, which would get you your tokens for FA Cup, League Cup. But if you paid what I paid back last time I went, 2016, 1976, my first adult season ticket, right? I paid, I think it was like something like £275 for a season ticket, and that would get you home and away. But you had to collect the tokens out of your programs. And what a lot of people did, like idiot like me, we'd buy two. One to keep it perfect and one to cut the token out of.
yeah.
Right? That's what I used to do. The program was like 35 pence back then. It was like, it was not big money. But at the end of the day now, people have to spend silly money. I mean, Kenny Ken, right? I think he's gold level, right? But he doesn't guarantee him an away ticket.
No.
And he has to go to every game. If he hands in 4 tickets, I think I'm right in saying this, I might be wrong. Somebody in the chat may be able to correct me. If he hands in 4 tickets because he don't go, he can lose his fucking season ticket.
And that's wrong.
Familiar.
That is disgraceful. I mean, this is the marketing of Arsenal, right? So whether you can go or not, he has to put his ticket on Arsenal marketing channel, and they'll sell that ticket. He'll get his money back for that ticket, right? But if he does it too much, they'll kick him out. And he's been going man and boy. It's a disgrace. What if God forsake, what happened if somebody had a serious injury and he ended up in hospital? And I pray to God that never happens. They said, "Oh well, I mean, there must be something that says, well, no, we'll let you give you a bit of credence on that." But this is where football's gone, man. They don't give a fuck about you guys, any of us. It's just that they want to put bums on seats, and this is the thing. People talk about protests at Arsenal, right? Protests, get Arteta out. If all these season ticket holders would do a protest now, because of the bloody clever marketing by the clonkies, right? If you don't turn up and just stand outside the ground, right, and you don't sell your ticket, they'll just fuck you off and they'll sell your ticket somewhere else.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll shut up.
No, it does sound familiar on that. And good evening to James. How we doing, E20?
How's it going, gentlemen? I see everyone is happy on this fine Sunday evening. Hope everyone is all well. Do you know what I'm saying? Loving life.
Yeah.
Losing subscribers
better at Ascot than you did, mate. But that's a different story altogether.
Well, if you did, where's the fucking super chat, Anthony? Then you type bastard, mate. I mean, don't give it all that. You know what I mean? Where's the super chat? Where's the thanks? Nothing, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? I've lost money. I've lost subscribers, but we carry on, ladies and gentlemen. What are we all discussing tonight? Ticket prices, the usual. What we're saying?
transfer side of things. There's a couple of questions I'm going to chuck in a minute on that. And Daz is asking, what do we need to sell before we buy? I think we've got the money. It's just another way of clearing the decks, Daz. I think that's what it's all about on that one.
I'll give up. Keep talking about it, mate. I really do. Like the other day, it come out that we're only going to get 75% of Kudus's fee. Now, whatever we sell him for, how can you know a percentage when you haven't even sold him yet? That's ridiculous in itself. Do you know what I mean? That's the first thing on that. And then you got Aguerd, who's being knocked down. This summer's going to be hard for us, honestly. It really is.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, mate. I definitely agree on that. Just going to some of the questions I've saved at the moment. One here for you, Jez. What do you really think of Ego?
Absolute arsewipe. Talks bollocks. Don't know nothing about Arsenal. Makes out he does. I've caught him out so many times. The guy's a clown. Embarrassment to the club. Ego. As soon as Arteta goes, right, go with him. Wherever Arteta goes after, it'd probably be Maidstone United or somewhere like that. Just piss off with him because you're a clown. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I just want to say something on that about Ego Geezer. Right, he's an influencer. He's not a fan. I could just see it a mile off. Yeah, I see so many clips of him patronising people who have been watching the club longer than him. Yeah, now listen, you haven't got to agree with them people, but don't patronise them people who have seen the glory days and seen the good days and the bad. Do you know what I mean? We have it at West Ham where I got younger fans telling me like shit, and I've seen us go down. And they say, "Oh, don't. What are you worried about? You're negative. You're negative." Like they need to shut up. I've witnessed us go down. I see us go down in 2003. Like, and I'm seeing the same cycle over and over again. The same thing goes with Ego when it comes to Arsenal. Like he thinks second is an achievement. You know what I mean? That's like meeting a page 3 model, getting a number, and then not going to second base. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What was that? So
Yeah. I'll take Susan Boyle. Yeah, is that one?
You know what I mean? So,
Very well said, James. Very well said.
He's an influencer. That's what he is.
I do like this question because Jez went live the other night and he was talking about different sort of like YouTubers on his show. It's safe to say because obviously Jez did the show, and I put a question in, and I thought, right, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, Jez is coming up to this question now, and he skipped past it. So I put the same question in again, and then I thought, right, he's definitely coming up to this question now, and he's going to read it out. And he skipped past it, and I thought, Jez Collins, you bastard. Right, so I'm now going to say this comment. Right? The comment was, a lot of people was on about Jez fishing, and Jez loves the taste of eels, right? So all I was going to say was, Jez, you know what I'm saying now, right? If you had the choice of eating a jellied eel or giving a girl a hug, right, that which was my comment, which would you pick and why?
Jelly deal all day long.
Do you know what? I'm not even
like jelly deals. I've tried
I'm
them
not even
many times. I hate them.
I'm not even an Arsenal fan, and even I can see that geezer's in it for the fame rather than being the support of the club.
Yeah,
that's coming from me. I'd love it if I become into it. I say, mate, you're not an Arsenal fan. You're an influencer. Yeah, what you do is you influence people by your opinion, right? When there's people, and when I look at Arsenal, it's a tricky one with me because Arsenal have always been a big club. Then they've faded off, and now they've sort of managed to recover the situation of being in and amongst it. But are they at that level now to go on and win it? The answer to that is no. For me, I don't think they've got the firepower or the manager to go and win the Premier League over 38 games. I just don't see it. And people will use Slot as an excuse and say, oh, well, only Slot won it his first year, but Klopp left him a team that was able to go and do that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know, You are beautiful, spaghetti bolognese. Love you.
I was looking at
Well,
I think that's only come up since you've come on, James. So you must remind him of the spaghetti bolognese.
I'll raise ya. McDonald's salad. There you go. Have some of that one. Shove your.
Good evening, Nick. Anyway, good to see you, Nick Thornton. I hope you keep them well, mate, and I hope the back's doing you well as well. Mate. I hope your coccyx. I hope everything's all right for yourself.
That's what I think on that. So yeah.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. Another question is from Ravi. He's asking, "What's your thoughts on these transfer windows of late?"
Shit.
Well, that's if you're buying, Ravi. That's the question. Because at the moment for us, yeah, there's a dead question for the both clubs at the moment.
Yeah.
Leslie says, "How do you think Brentford would get on without Thomas Frank?"
I'll tell you what. I've got a question for you on this one. For the panel, as it goes. Who's in a better situation now, Brentford or West Ham?
I would most probably say not now. I would say Brentford now, but in the long run, I would say West Ham. And the only reason being, James, is because I say this: with Frank gone and a new manager coming in, you got to think Brentford still got good players there. So these other teams are going to nitpick at Brentford, trying to get the best out of their best players out of the club. Yeah. So this is what I personally reckon. So at the minute, I reckon I would say Brentford, but in the long run, it'd be West Ham.
I think it's very 50-50 now. I think Brentford were miles ahead of us, and I think now the game changes a little bit depending on who they go and get. If they go and get a Scott Parker or a Gary O'Neill, I just don't see it myself. I can see them collapsing. The issue is with us is what you've just said is true. They've got better players than us. They've got a better squad than us, and they have got more about them than us at the minute. So yeah.
Yeah, I think if they'll keep Johan Vista, More's probably going. But if they keep Vista and get one or two other good players, I think they'll be all right.
I think the problem is on this one, if they don't get the appointment right, then you'll see the vultures circling above Brentford and start picking the carcass and getting their better players.
Yeah.
So I agree with you, James. I think there's a chance that if they don't get it right, there could be a collapse going on there.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Thomas Frank's gone. Is this another case, or it's too big a club for that manager? And this guy, what's his name? Keith. What was his name? Keith Andrews.
Yeah. He ain't the ex-MK Dons midfielder, is he? Or Blackburn midfielder? No, there used to be a midfielder called Keith Andrews. Probably the same geezer, but Irish international. You know what I mean?
I think, to be honest, James, be truthful with you, this could be the demise for Brentford. I would not be at all surprised, man, that they'll be out of the Premier League this season. Be fair. I just don't think they're going to have enough in that squad with this manager to keep him there. That means Thomas Frank kept him up there, just about, did the business. He's now off to Spurs, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting on two fronts. Brentford, will they stay up? And what will happen at bloody Spurs? I'm looking forward to all of it.
Who was our guy in the backboard, Jez? He left and went to Tottenham.
Huh?
Who was our guy in the backboard? He left.
Vinay?
Yeah. He went to Tottenham, and I saw the video of the first day that Thomas Frank pulled up out of the car, right, at Tottenham and got out. And Vinay was the first person to walk up to him on the video and shake his hand. Honestly, you can see the video on YouTube. And I thought, fucking hell, he was. Yeah. And he said, I welcome you to this delightful football club where we've always got the sun. Honestly, that was his words. And I was like, fucking hell, what a prick.
Oh, mate.
Uh,
This is the next question I got because this obviously involves all of us really in this one, and it's from Gary, and it's kudos going to either Gooners or Spuds, but players come out saying he's not pushing for a move.
It's being forced out the door, mate. That's what it is. He's being forced.
He's the bargaining chip, isn't he? At the end of the day,
He's the one. He's the sellable asset, other than Bowen. And if you take out him, that's where you get your funds from. I'll tell you what. I don't know what's more sickening with West Ham at the minute. Right, some of the fans act like fucking idiots. I'm going to be straight. Some of these people that are in the know and speak to people like who, in regard to Sullivan, I think like them people need to be flushed out straight away. I don't know why we're in the situation that we are, but maybe I'm wrong there. I think I do know the reason why we're in this situation, because the owner's too fucking is an idiot who doesn't see the foresight of what he's trying to do. Do you know what I mean? And now we've got to go and sell one of probably our second or third best player in the whole squad just to balance the books. It's ridiculous, mate. I reckon he ends up going Spurs myself. If I was to have money on it, I think Chelsea will say no, and Chelsea will look at better options. And I think Spurs will come in. And if we sell him to Spurs and we're holding out the begging bowl to Tottenham Hotspur, it just shows you how far we've come. What a disgrace.
agree on that. I mean, if we do sell him, surely they've got to put on selling. You know, if he moves on to another club, we've got to get something out of it, surely. But we've seen these deals go south for us because we really royally fuck them up at the end of the day. Newcastle is another one that's a mile of him, but I can't see him going with that one. And I suppose it all depends on the Anthony Gordon situation.
Yeah.
And Isaac, what's going to go on there? I mean, obviously, as you know, Michael's in with Chelsea. Anything coming from your side of the camp, Michael, on Kudos?
Well, no, not really. I mean, this ownership are still, signing kids on. Apparently, we've got another one from Strasbourg, Mamadou Sarr. I've never watched him play. We're linked with another one, Malik Fofana. And I have no idea where we're getting these players from, Tom. I have to look on Wikipedia for whatever our new signings are now. Because in yesteryear, you knew who your club was signing. You knew the players. But now we don't know any of them from Adam. I mean, they're all kids now.
Yeah.
That's the problem. But in terms of that question, oh God, I mean, it's a bit like the worst of both evils. But if he wants champions on Man U, Tottenham have got Champions League, haven't they? I didn't think of that. I think out of them two, I think probably Arsenal is more likely, but Arsenal seem to be linked with everyone as well. But yeah, I mean, of course, I want Arsenal to buy Madueke rather. I mean, for obvious reasons. But
No, you can get fucked. No, we don't want him. No.
What you said that today?
Yeah. No, I would take Kudos, but I would play him in the. I would play a different formation and strategy if I was Mikel Arteta this season. I'll go back to 4-2-3-1, and I'll play Kudos in the middle behind the striker. And that means a certain Martin Odegaard would be on the bench, because I am going to be honest with you. I don't know if Jez agrees with me on this, but Martin Odegaard, he is shit, or at least he was shit last season.
Well, he's that good.
Yeah.
Well, no, shit's better, isn't it? Than let's be honest. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but bench warmer. Martin Odegaard deserves to be on the bench for next season, because I think he's a waste of time.
You need another attacking midfielder. It's not just a striker anymore. I mean, I think you need to replace Odegaard. I mean, I don't get it with this player. He's not all that. I don't know why the fan base is crazy for that one, but the thing is with Kudos, if he's going to ask Arsenal about their ambition in terms of winning, or let's say participating in the Champions League, if he wants to win, he won't want to go to Arsenal either. So God.
But this is we're based on lies. We're told a pack of fucking lies. I mean, if Arsenal Football Club, if the board can lie to the directors can lie to the manager, and then the club can lie to the fucking fans, then that's what I'm saying. So we're based on a bag of lies, really. And it's like all this transfer rumors. I've seen all these streams of these shows. Oh, we're going to get him. Oh, we're going to get this player and all this and that. Bollocks. If it was me and I had my own channel now, I would only be doing it if the fucking player literally signed for the club, holding up the shirt and signing the contract. That's the only time that I would do a stream. All this nonsense and all that. I know people like to watch shows and that. Brilliant. We all like to have a joke and a laugh and talk about our clubs, who's coming in, who's going out. But unfortunately, there's West Ham and Arsenal. We can't really talk about anything apart from maybe a couple of outgoings, and the signings. Well, there ain't fucking any.
Yeah. That's the thing. Players don't want to win trophies, and obviously Arsenal are allergic to that. That's the problem. And
did you see trophies? Fucking hell, I miss you. Oh, fuck.
yeah, there you go. I mean,
as you said, don't forget this too. Big up to B Slayer MCFC. He says, Jez is a type of getting more views in your videos, use emergency meetings in your stream. Electric, more fancy your channel title are the biggest weapons on YouTube, apparently.
I'll try that.
No. That's copying other people, man. Hear what you're telling me. I hear what you're telling me, mate. But that's copying other people. And I always like to appreciate your comment and thank you. But I like to come up with my own content.
Well, here you go, Jez. Emergency broadcast brought to you by Jez. How about that? No one does that.
The thing is, how many emergency broadcasts can you do? You know what I mean? I can't see it, James, doing it every day.
It'll be like I was going to say, Jez, it'll be like the DFS sale, never ends. Wouldn't it? You know what I mean?
Goes on and on and on and on and on and on.
He's asking Ruben Diaz or William Saliba.
Saliba for me. Diaz was good, but Saliba's. Yeah,
I think he's asking all of us at this one, Jez.
All right.
Yeah, Saliba, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say Saliba.
Then he's asking thoughts on the German mentality.
I don't know how to answer that.
I'll worry about the English mentality first.
Yeah.
Don't worry about.
They're all right. They didn't fucking laugh. They didn't laugh. Or nothing. I can actually say that because my ex-partner, she was a German and she had a face on her like a fucking sauerkraut. So if she smiled, it'd crack. So I could say that and get away with it. I didn't care what anybody says. But apart from that, I suppose some of them are all right. But I'm just judging it on her.
Well, put it this way: Ford Krug became a legend overnight when he said what he said.
Oh yeah. He's a top player.
Did you see something on Twitter? Right, one of the geezers on Twitter that I know. Right, shout out to Ginger Tom. Right, he put this clip up of this geezer on holiday that looked a bit like fucking Nicholas Fulcrum. Right, everyone believed it was him. It was just some geezer who looked like him. Right, everyone's going mad in the comment section. What's he doing? Like, why is he drinking alcohol? All thick as shit. Do you know what I mean? He's nothing like him. Like, the geezer had a full set of teeth for starters. Like, you know what I mean? Fucking hell.
Well, yeah, as you said, James, the British mentality first, did it? So. Jez he's asking you as well, Jez. Collins, Aguero or Rooney?
Aguero all day long.
No, Jez Collins, Aguero or Rooney. I picked Jez Collins. Read the comment. Jez Collins, Aguero or Rooney. Jez Collins all day long.
I'll tell you this right now. I was absolute rubbish at football.
Oh, fucking hell, Jack. I suppose you scored at least one worldie in your life.
Even JB.
Yeah.
No, I was. Why do you think I came a referee? I was shit at football.
You have to fill me. I've not heard this one, but I think someone's mentioned it one of the streams earlier. Ravi's asking thoughts on Timber calling out Arteta. Personally, I think he was justified as he's seen Saka play for injury, and why should Cook himself just because Arteta and the club are irresponsible. So
he's right.
Is he said something? Is he kind of? So we're not going to see Timber anymore. Then he's going to be in the.
No more Timber at the inn.
That's him done.
That's him at the door.
I was going to say, that's him done, isn't it? That's for sure.
And breaking news: Arsenal looking for another right back or left back where they fucking need you.
Can I just pose a question, Tony?
Yes, mate.
To the panel, right? Do you think, in your honest opinions, that the players are getting pissed off with Arteta?
Yeah.
I think there's a point you can see in certain players' faces. The body language kind of shows in certain ones. I mean, I know we joke about it, but when we saw that All or Nothing, and you listen to him in the changing room showing light bulbs and drawing brains on the A-frame and this and the other, and the camera pans around to these players, and you can just see the bewilderment in their face and think to themselves, "What the fuck is this bloke on about?"
Exactly. And not being funny, if I was a professional footballer and I was playing for a manager like that, I'd be sending in a fucking transfer request as soon as that meeting's finished. No, seriously, I would. Because I would turn around and I say, I don't get your way of thinking. You know, what the fucking hell has a light bulb got to do with football? What the fucking hell why the hell are we doing yoga before a game? This is the thing.
Don't forget the dog win either.
The dog win. I am adding over the fucking weekend yet. Don't want to feel left out or anything.
That's the only time Arteta rolled to lead, isn't it?
Arsenal, you've got to squeeze a lemon. You've got to learn how to squeeze a fucking lemon.
Lemons. What the fucking hell is that all about? I seriously, I didn't understand his way of thinking. Fuck him off.
Do you know
Piss
what?
him off.
We wouldn't have that at West Ham.
I'd rather have Potter.
Well, funny that I will ask the question to Michael, because you got to think Maresca is obviously one of the kind of underlings like Arteta was under Pep.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Does Maresca do the same thing as he started squeezing light bulbs and lemons and fucking samba music and whatnot?
Oh,
no,
well,
He's back in GIF.
Rugby guys in the dressing room, doing the bloody hacker of all things now. So, it used to be from the players in the past. So now we've got gurus and bloody rugby whatnots in there now, doing bloody hackers and God knows what else. And the fact that we were celebrating fourth place, it's fourth place in the Premier League, isn't it? It's not winning the league. Celebrating it in that manner, it just shows how far we've fallen. If Friday was not a good example of it. Of course, there's people rolling out the excuses, blaming it on the heat, but I'm not having that. That team we played against cost 222 million. Flamengo, or I think they are. Oh, and one of them was Jorginho, of course, one of ours, and ex-Arsenal and all, isn't he? And yet, they beaten us fair and square on Friday. I had no complaints about it, Tom. And when Jackson got the red card, you know what? I just laughed. It just sums it up. We got someone who's supposed to be a striker who's a bloody right winger in reality. And yet, Delap is the baby Diego Costa in one game and a bloody half.
Man.
What do you reckon? Delap 30 goals this season?
He's going to be flop of the year.
You know what? He'll be lucky if he gets about 10. He's going to be off the bench anyway.
It's true. No, I believe it, Mike. I believe it because the price of footballers today, Kai Havertz, 65 million, and was the best season he had out of him was 14 goals. And you know what? When he first signed for us, and this is true, right? And I was on a show, and the show now has changed its name. The show was called Arsenal History and Horror, right? And we and me and Jez, we actually said that there could possibly be a player in Kai Havertz. Me and Jez both come out and said that. And I tell you what, we hold up our hands and say we fucked that one up. But yeah, we did, which we did. We literally fucked that one up completely. So it's
even you's got it wrong. So if Arteta could get it wrong, you could get it wrong. You know what I mean?
well, a week after, just took that show off the air. He said, "Fuck that."
That's gone to dust. I just want to answer Jez's question, right? Do I think many players might be looking to sort of come away from Arsenal? I think, I'm going to be honest, I think there's a few yes men in there who look at Arteta as the shining light and, you know, they're going to progress. But I think there's 3 players in there that their heads might get turned. And I think Declan Rice is one of them. I think Declan Rice, Saliba, and
Saka.
Probably Saka, yeah. Probably Saka in there. I think next year's the one, really. If they don't do anything next year, don't win any trophy of any note, then they're gonna look at it. And I'll tell you what, Declan Rice will look at it, 100%.
He'll probably be the first one to go, I'd say there, James. He'll probably the first one to be on his bike.
He won't be happy. That's for certain. Because he went there. The whole slogan with him was he's going to go there to win trophies, and he hasn't won one.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? And he ain't going to hang about, I don't think. Because that old Deck now, 26?
26, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So, you know, he's only got a couple more. Yeah. Give it another 3-4 years. And in footballing terms nowadays, he's coming to the end of his career when he gets to 30. Do you know what I mean? So, you know.
Yeah. Jesus. I mean, look at this one here. Look, you know, City's game, 2 a.m. in the morning against Al Ain.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, we're saying that, but what was we speaking about before we went live, Tom? When this season finishes, World Cup, Canada and America, fucking 1-2 o'clock in the morning, because they're 8 hours behind us. Do you know what I mean? So it's stupid times we got after next season finishes with the World Cup. And I'll be honest with you, if I got work, I couldn't watch any games.
Tell you what, there's some trouble when them games are happening, because everyone will be out on the piss all day, and then come the game, they'll be out there nut, and especially if England lose, you know, must be for disaster.
Yeah, but it was over in America before, wasn't it? In '94, but obviously that was the one that when we had Graham, what was his name, Taylor or something like that. He wasn't. Yeah, he didn't qualify under the World Cup under him. So
what it is with America, if you go East Coast, it's 5 hours, right? So 5 hours is not too bad, right? So currently, right now, it's 4:20 over there. Yeah, from where my mate is, who's part of E20. Go the other side, the West Coast, you're looking at 8 hours, and that's what the difference is. It's the West Coast side of it where the time difference is massive. Do you know what I'm saying? So basically, what would be fucking hell? A 5 o'clock kickoff would be like 1 o'clock in the morning, wouldn't it? If I got that right, if my maths is right.
It'd be 1-2 o'clock in the morning. It'd be fucking stupid. How could you possibly watch any games?
They were, I reckon the only way they would have to do that is do a 12 o'clock game midday at like lunchtime on the West Coast, and it'd be 8 o'clock at night. It's the only way you can do it. Otherwise, lads, get your sleeping bags ready. You know what I'm saying?
Late night streams, not that. Jezzy's giving you a bit more advice here as well for your channel.
No.
Tom would be asking me, do I fancy doing a watch along at 2 o'clock in the morning? You get one word back, fuck off.
That's 2 words.
2 words then.
Look, I'll never copy other people. Right, I respect your support and thank you, but I will always do my own thing.
Yeah, that's the best thing, Jess. Best thing.
True.
You know.
Listen, I got plenty of ideals for you, Jess. I do accept IOUs, All right.
Every time I'm watching Arsenal stream, I'm seeing Jez and Aaron like bringing it home. Do you know what I mean? Bringing it home for him. Do you know what I mean? For
Nah.
Arteta. Get him out the door. I'll tell you another one who's good. Shout out to Shane. Is it Shane? Irish
Shane
geezer.
Gooner. Yeah.
He's and obviously DJ Beale is good geezer and all. But you know, shout out to them boys, man, because they're all right. They're all right. That's the one thing I will say, Tone. Just to say this about the West Ham thing, we don't do that enough on the West Ham side of things.
We don't, mate. No, I agree on that. I do agree on that.
And the thing is, there should be like amount of times I see it on streams where there's Arsenal upon Arsenal sort of YouTubers, influencers, and all that. West Ham, it's like we're a bit up our own arse a little bit, where we don't like to fucking allow anyone to come on a channel because one channel's going to be bigger than the other. That's why I'm so glad I do this things on E20 because I allow anyone to come on. If they want to come and have their say, they can. Link's there. Do you know what I mean? So you know.
Well, E20 goes down roads that you shouldn't go down to, which was enjoyed to watch. But I watched your little clip. It was someone in the comments. And Tom knows what I'm going to go out and say.
James knows as well. James knows full well on this one.
Something to do with someone's mum. Are you going to watch?
No, yeah, you know, like, listen, you've got to know how to deal with trolls. And some people find it, get a bit sensitive by it. With me, I'll give them a little warning.
Yeah.
So, what you chatting? And next time I'll just rip into them, mate. I've got no qualms with geezer, and you know what I mean. So you know, other mums are available for me. You know what I mean? So what? I got more of a bollocking from the most bollocking I got after that video was from my missus. She went, oh, what mum you shagging then? Mate, trust me, mate. I was more scared of my missus than any other fucking geezer, mate. That's me. Because she's a big old bus and she fucking hits hard, mate. Let's put it like that. So I learnt to duck. Let's put it like that.
You know.
But I will say, James, you're not wrong. I mean, like the Arsenal guys and that, they do kind of collaborate quite a lot with each other and that. And you see, it makes sense really. And that, and as much as I jokingly say they've got an arrogance about them, but when it comes to things like this on YouTube and that, you see a entirely different character. Yeah. And with West Ham channels, we're a bit. It's like you're not in the club, you're not coming in. Basically, it's one of those.
It is a little bit, yeah. Sad with it.
Yeah, I totally agree on that. Troji, I believe that you're same thing. Yeah, we've got to judge Potter. We've got to see what he's going to do. And he said, let the guy sign someone as well. As always, good evening, at least havent TV. Hello, everyone. I hope you're keeping well, Lee. And as always, as mum and dad, hope they're keeping good as well. Anyone sound like each other. I mean, Michael, have you got many signings coming in at Chelsea, or is it all quiet on the Western Front as well?
Well, I haven't paid much attention to signings because, ever since Liam Delap, I don't think we're going to be expecting much this summer. I really don't. I think it's going to be more outgoings than incomings, Tont. I really do. I mean, Nkunku, Madueke, Jackson. I mean, everyone's basically up for sale these days, Tom, of this club. I mean, there's only about 3 that are certain I think will stay, which are Caicedo, Cucurella, and obviously Enzo Fernandez is the star boy of the whole thing. Despite my opinions on Enzo Fernandez, obviously everything last summer. I mean, people know enough about that, but. Yeah, I just don't know where we're going to go with it because you never know what's going to happen next, Hunt. I mean, you've got 1 minute Jackson's the perfect number 9, and then next minute it could be sold to Juventus or Aston Villa or Arsenal or wherever, and you can't keep up with it. So I've actually stayed away from the transfer stuff. I mean, I've just kept what I'm seeing on the pitch. And that on Friday, well, that was an embarrassment, basically. I mean, we scored that goal, and that was the only chance we had in the game. And they were just a better team. And I suppose you want me to talk about the Los Angeles game, the first one, where no one was there. Yeah. You know what? How I look at it, yeah? You know this ownership,
Okay, true.
all this lot, yeah?
Yeah.
They own the Los Angeles Dodgers in the US, yeah?
Oh.
Major League Baseball, yeah? And a lot of people out there don't like them either. And obviously, players and fans of, like I said, that team have called them out in the past. So maybe they're staying away from that reason. And obviously, Todd Bowley and them vivid seats, selling 5 times than the actual price. Why would you want to pay for a ticket that's 5 times the price?
That's mad.
Stupidity, isn't it?
That's mad. Absolutely madness.
And
Hold your breath. Yeah. Just brace yourself for this comment, right, Jez? Go on, read it out, Tom.
Yes. Good evening to you, Seven Scuffed. Apparently, Jezzy bummed into Robbie at the London.
I hope you had a good time.
Oh, my God.
Great place, London.
Oh, dear me.
Right,
Good evening, Frog. Hope you're well.
I've got to make a move, Toad. It's been a pleasure. As
James,
always.
thanks for coming on as always.
You know what I mean?
Pleasure, mate.
Enjoy yourselves, lads. It's another weekend of non-football, not getting disappointed. Yeah, I mean, so enjoy the sunshine. I'll catch up with you soon.
Yes, mate. Take it easy. Thanks
Take
again.
it easy, man. Peace.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And don't forget, people, if you haven't already, we'll put the link in the chat. E20 Zone TV. Make sure you go and give them a subscribe, just like with Jez is Arsenal, and obviously Michael Chelsea FC as well. Please, it'll be much appreciated.
Yeah, and congratulations, Jez, on the 8K. I saw the stream earlier on. Big up to you, Jez. You know what? I know we're rival clubs, but I fully respect your channel. I fully respect what you do. I mean, there's not many people doing what you're doing on these platforms. I mean, many Arsenal fans are deluded. Obviously, you know that, Jez. I mean, that can't be helped. But, you got to do what you got to do, Jez. You got to keep calling it out, because if you don't, who else is there out there? Because, it's...
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Look. I thought many a couple of times of packing it in, but my wife said to me, she's a big supporter. Said, no, you love this club, you love it to death. And she said, and she basically 6 months ago, 3, maybe exaggeration, said, you just got to keep doing what you do. You put it out there, and you'll break it one day. And I don't know, advice from Anthony, Lee, other people said, change it up, change your name, make it out more prominent. And it's obviously worked, man. I mean, I've got up 2,000 subs in just over 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, that's good.
And, since I've been on your show with you tonight, man, I've gone up. I'm nearly on 8.3. 8.3K.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just like the views of my streams from 2 years ago. From 2 years ago, right? I've gone up mental. And I'm like, obviously, the advice from people that know better than me, Anthony, Lee, Kenny Ken, all those wonderful people, that said, people need to find me, right? And Lee said to me, Jez, when they find you, they will come and back again and again and again and again and again. And I appreciate it. Tony, I thank you for your support. Michael, as always, I thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Tractor up there, been here from day one. Yeah. And I really appreciate it, man. And I'm going to leave it there, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's been a pleasure, mate, to build up a relationship like we have over the last couple of years.
Tony, I've been with you, right, for a long time now, right? And we've always had a proper thing. And, I've always supported your channel, and I think you're the work you do about West Ham and your channel is amazing. And I think what it is down to, Tone, right? It's about a community.
Absolutely.
It's a community. Yeah, we all support each other and we talk the talk about our clubs. I mean, we talked about Arsenal, we talked about West Ham and everything like that, right? And we've gone back years as fans at Arsenal and West Ham Arsenal and all that dramas, right? But I think it's important in this modern age that we keep it together. All right, we know that behind the scenes there may be a little bit of conflict still goes on and all that, but we've pretty much moved away from that now. I think it's important to me as an old school fan, and to you, Tone, as an old school fan, that we keep punching it out there to see, make young fans see what football is really about. There is a family out there, right? That what football is really about. Not listen to the bullshit of these big channels, right? And put it out there because all they're up there for is punting it for likes, asking for super chats and all that bollocks. Real fans like you, Anthony, Michael, myself, put it out there because we really want to promote proper club football. I think that's very important.
True. And I agree with that as well, Jed. I think the main, when you look at it as well, it's the great people in the chat that also interact with us, and and the fact we can have a good laugh with these people as well. I mean, that's what I like about what I do here with this channel, and meeting people like yourself. I mean, Michael, he's done exceptionally well since we first met him, and really pleased with that because I mean, like you, Jez, he says what he says on the tin at the end of the day. Anthony, well, I've known him for quite a few years now, and it's a pleasure being with him on the Wednesday, and Fuzzy when we do the good, the bad, and the ugly, which will be returning back imminently. So look forward to us three kind of chewing on the fat again, talking about our three clubs. So that's what we're looking forward to that one as well, basically.
Yeah.
But no, I totally agree. I think a lot of, because obviously there's all the tick-a-tacker football these days. Youngsters don't know what it used to be like, with a football club. All they see is these multi-million-pound players, little wash bag under their arms. They don't see our footballers really came about in the from the beginning, basically. So that's my kind of comment here. Big up to Carl Rossi as well, though. We have no home and no fan base, he's saying.
Big up, Carl.
Oh, so he's had, so he bumped into Robbie earlier. I asked what he thought about you. He said he respects your views on Arsenal and he wouldn't mind getting you on the channel next season. Good luck on that one.
Blimey. Jez on AFTV. Jez, you've got to do it. Just think of it. I know you won't want to, but
come on. That's a bullshit comment.
I know, but just imagine if you was offered the opportunity to go on there and say what you like with your opinions and views, would you do it, Jez?
No, not a cat and hell's chance, because that would show total disrespect to Claude.
Adam.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
And Kenny Ken. And the thing is, you know what I do? I turn up, right? Go in their bullshit studio and say, "Where's Julian?" the first thing you do, I'll smack him straight in the fucking mouth. That'd be it. Out. See you later. Because I'd call all them. That stream would never go live because I'd punch the fucking lot of them up. Come on, it's bullshit, man. Bullshit. Yeah. Julian would be the first, right?
Yeah.
And the rest of them would get it second, and I'll be arrested, and that'd be the end of that one. I'm too old for that. I've been there, done that before. Ain't happening no more.
Yeah, I agree on that. Yeah, look, Steve Bell saying differences. Arsenal moved into a football stadium. We moved into an athletic stadium. Very true.
Mm.
The only thing I'll have to do is give Ty a big hug and say, "Come on, little man. Come on, little man."
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Fan him down, is it, Jess? Fan him down. So don't get so angry. Yeah.
Remember the old Benny Hill show? The old
Oh,
show?
yeah, the little bald-headed fella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say, "Oh, Ty, come on, man." Ty's all right, man. He's just purely deluded. He's fine. He's all right.
Yeah.
That's good. Oh, Nick, that sounds really good, mate. Look at that. Universal's contacted me the other day. They want to do a documentary on Nick. Fair play to you, Nick. Hope that, if it does go well, it does kind of pay off. Good luck with that as well. Good evening to Colin as well. Good evening, you lovely gentlemen. Tony, Anthony, Jez. Always a pleasure of being in your company. Colin, as always, good to see you on here. Hope you're keeping well, mate.
Yeah, we got Colin.
Big up, Colin.
Yeah, I've got it easy compared to you, Nick. I hope you get there in the end, though. Brendan, I hope it's all right with yourself as well, mate, as always. And yeah.
Just a question, lads. If I did my own YouTube channel, how many subs do you reckon I'll get? I mean, obviously, I won't buy them like Jez, but I just.
Oh,
You can't buy subs, man. You can't buy them. YouTube will cut them off. There are sites where you can do it. YouTube will block them.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll put it this way, Anthony, there's fuck loads of farmers out there. You'll have no problems in that respect, mate. You know that.
Look, Anthony, I've bought every single sub I've ever got. Every single one.
Every single one. Fucking fair play.
I even bought your sub. I even bought yours.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant.
Fucking waste of time. But, it's a lot of bollocks. But there you go.
Well, Tom's done the same. He put his card in the machine. It fucking melted with the amount of subs he bought.
That's why you have a stack of them, Anthony. That's why.
Oh, that's good. That's well thinking, that.
Sure, she says, buy Kudus of us. He's excellent on the left, apparently. And they're saying like each other as always.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adam, it was news to me as well. Wait. Hold on. Middlesbrough signed Earthy. Yeah, apparently so.
Oh, yeah. I would have liked him down Ashton Gate for another season. To be honest with you.
I thought that was going to be the done deal myself.
That was going to be the done deal, but obviously, the manager there, he got sacked and he went to Norwich. Well, you know the story, Tim. I told you the story, didn't I?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the North London. I'm looking forward to the North East derbies this year. Newcastle, Sunderland, proper games they are.
So you tell me how many players? How much do you reckon Sunderland has got? Like money wise, I mean, they've come up for the playoffs. They've got 220 million for that, right? And also the sell of Bellingham. There was 35 million, I believe, to Borussia Dortmund. So
with the add-on bits and stuff.
Yeah, I guarantee you they'll only spend about fucking 40, 50 million coming up.
I reckon they'll spend about 100.
Well, they should do, Jess. They should do.
They want to prove their point, man. And I honestly, I reckon they'll spend about 100 mil.
Yeah.
They'll be a troubled team this year because they're going to have big up Budgie. They're going to have an intensity. They're going to prove a point. Don't forget, right? This is North East, right? And they're going to want to prove against Newcastle. It's going to be brilliant. I'm loving it. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. No, I am. I reckon it'd be a good season. I mean, going back through the history, as we know, Jez, having Leeds United back into the Premier League, they're there. Sunderland's there.
There could be some problem games. I'm wishing that at all. I'm not wishing it. But I'll tell you what, there could be some proper firms back out this year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do think, I know, like, obviously Burnley came up like second place, but I think the trouble is with Burnley, what they've got there. I think they've gone into that yo-yo effect. They're going to be that team now. It keeps going up, down, up, down, up, down. You know, like a pair of horse knickers. But it's just, you know, unfortunately, that's what they are now. Burnley. I think.
Hey, Tone, you might have a few issues here this year with the old league, the intercity service crew against the ICF.
Oh yeah, of course.
Today.
Yeah.
I remember being at King's Cross, right, and seeing that lot. Lee's come down with you lot, right. You were going away; they were coming down to play Chelsea, and you lot were going away. All my days, that was a kick-off.
Yeah.
Leeds intercity service crew, right, and your ICF. Fuck me, it was a woohoo. Yeah. Down. Don't want them days back. Don't want them back.
No, mate, that's for sure. I mean, like, you know, Chelsea might still go down that route. That's for sure. Apparently, there are people asking. I'm just looking on this George Jervy thing. There's nothing kind of confirmed. So I know Adam's asking that question as well. But I can't see nothing kind of saying so much at the moment.
Yeah, apparently it is a done deal, or the deal's going through. But listen, I mean, to sell him, I mean, we discussed it on the Good, the Bad, the Ugly show. I mean, he is such a good player and a good talent. I mean, because obviously I've watched him play a few times last season, and with regarding that, he's one of your own as well. I mean, he's put it in the comments as well. And I always said he needs to go out on loan for one more season, and then you'll have yourself a good player there, you know, ready for the Premier League. But, you know, if Sullivan's doing this, if he's selling players on, I mean, I'm not being funny, Tim. West Ham got in 10 players last season. 10 players.
Yep.
And this was most probably, and you were giving me shit, mind, because Arsenal signed nobody, right? And these 10 players come in and look what you fucking done last season. And I think the best one of the best ones you bought in last season, actually two, I'll pick two. I thought there were times that Wan-Bissaka played well for you.
Yep.
Which he did.
Yep.
And also Somerville. But he wasn't given much of an opportunity, was he, Somerville?
No, not at all.
There you go. So there might be something different in there. But it's like what I said, to free your books up and that, and for West Ham to get money in, unfortunately, it does mean some of your top players are going to leave.
Yeah, we need to get. I mean, I say we've got rid of the old guard, and I think Budgie's mentioned it before, and that, you know, it's the last of the old guard from Upton Park. Basically, have gone. So it's left with what we've got left, and most of these it will be moving on. As you said, apart from obviously the likes of Bowen, Wan-Bissaka, apparently they're kind of apparently unsellable. We can't sell them on. We've got to build a team around them. But everyone else basically is up for grabs.
Well, bring back Julian Dix. That's what I say. bring your age down. Bring your age down your team.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, yeah, we've seen them comments quite a few times last season. Yes, people in the chat. I mean, obviously, Anthony's saying it. There's nothing kind of mentioning it on Google or even on the AI thing. So we'll see what's happening on there. But Anthony said it's apparently a done deal. But maybe that's something that's from the Bristol side that he's hearing it from. We'll soon see. But good job on the earth. Why did the bloke on the top right say he has then? Because he didn't sign for Bristol City, that's why. Sour grapes and all that.
No, it's true.
I'm joking, mate. I'm joking. I used to say, Where's Lantley? Already has his season ticket for Bristol Rovers.
Oh fucking hell, Bristol Rovers! I fucking hate. That's like saying, "Oh, Jez, when you come to Bristol, we'll go watch Bristol Rovers." Now, and in all fairness, that's like Jez saying, "Well, I tell you what, Anthony, you come up to, we meet each other up in London, and we'll go and watch fucking Tottenham." That is exactly the same. No, it's not fucking happening.
Not a cat and hell's chance, man. I'd rather go down and watch Millwall.
Yeah, no, not Millwall. Fuck Millwall, I hate them. I'll push the boundaries out to fucking Newport, but you know, Newport County. But you know, he's yeah.
Great comment here from Chorley saying, I enjoyed watching our youngsters on loan at League One or Championship last season. Reminded me of how football used to be 8 years ago. Less diving, no VAR, real fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, Jez, I've got a little story. That's your second team, isn't it, Newport County? Right. Did you know that when
George Murphy.
Newport County played, they played MK Dons, right? This is true. Luca told me this. This is Luca. Luca was there, and he was doing a vlog in the stadium, and one of the stewards told him, "You better not be recording." He said, "Yeah, I'm doing a vlog, mate." He said, "Nah," and he said, "Well, I got to." He said, "I got to put it on my show." The fucking steward apparently told him to switch his phone off, and he got fucking escorted out of Newport County Stadium. That's a true story.
Wow.
Don't surprise me, man. Rodney Parade. Newport, like, yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all, man.
Oh,
It doesn't surprise me at all.
Bloody hell.
yeah.
And that's a shared ground with the Newport Dragons, or what they're fucking called now.
Yeah.
It's a rugby ground, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And the first person to rip the piss out of Luca through that was the Newport County fan, who I know, Mike Green. He was the first one to rip the piss out of Luca for that.
Yeah, Mike Green's all right, man. Do you know, I'd love to do a stream with him, because I know an awful lot about Newport County, because my other side of my family, on my dad's side, were from Newport. Whenever we went down, sometimes at Easter as a little kid, my dad would always take me to watch rugby at Rodney Parade. My other granddad, who's a Newport County fan, I spoke to Mike about it. I said to him, you know, I used to go to Somerton Park, the old Newport County football ground, and he said, "Oh, fuck me, Jess, you went into Somerton Park?" Well, I said, yeah. It was like a mile up the road from where my grandparents, as a little kid, on my dad's side lived. And he said, "Oh, fucking, I never went there." And I said, "Well, it's gone now, but I'd love to have a chat with him, you know." I've said to him, "Look, put a stream up. We'll have a chat about the old days of Newport County." You know, I know a lot about Newport County, you know, because I went as a little, well, I mean, I was 7, 8 years of age, 9 years of age, you know, 10 years of age. And I always remember going there, right, one day. Right, little story for you. I remember going there, and it was Easter. It was Easter bank holiday, right? We'd gone down and we stayed with my other grandparents down there, and my granddad said, "Oh, Newport are playing Bury." And I said, "Oh, I like Grand." He said, "Yeah, let's go. Should we go to get?" So we got on the bus. We got up to Somerton Park, and yeah, it's a pretty shit ground, to be honest. And we got in there, and my granddad's. This is back in the day. You could get a pint before the game and all that lot, and I'm stood there with my cousin Alan, rest in peace, and the game started, right? And Newport went 1-0 up, then 2-0 up, 3-0 up, 4-0 up, right? And the Bury goalkeeper, right, started to showboat. They were that shit, right?
Yeah.
And the ball come over, he went to catch it, went straight in the back of the net, 5-0, put his hands up, got both fingers caught in the net at the goalpost. On the sorry, on the crossbar. On the crossbar, right? And he was hanging like a fucking Dracula bloody bat. And it was so funny. It was so funny because he got his fingers tangled in the net, right? On the crossbar. Yeah? Whoever it was, I don't know, the defender, whoever had to hold him up like that so he could get his fingers out. It's absolute fucking piss take. So far, I'll never forget.
What a freak. What a freak accident. Bloody hell, man. Adam from Dad's Our Job Podcast this question. If West Ham sold no one and bought no one, would you be content for the season? The good, Kudos, Alvarez, Paquetá all stay whilst also promoting the academy. I mean, if that happens, then I think as long as you get into Jill and we hit the road running, for me, that I'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
Because then we can look for the January window, if anything. But yeah, we can keep hold of these players, but they've got to be on board as well, though, mate. When you think about Kudos, he's got to have the right attitude. A good, same thing. The other two, yeah, I mean, I'll have them, and we can promote the academy even better. But yeah, Damien, I make you right. We do still need a striker, though. That's the only kind of downside to it. Good evening to Asher Fox as well. I need those promises fulfilled for January. Strike and box-to-box centre midfielder. We've all gone down on one on FA Cup this game there. Yeah. And they're talking about the old Fulkrug situation. God, dear me, Nick, no, not for me. I love jelly deals. I'd have a tub now.
Oh.
Just had one one bit of flesh off of one of the meals. Fuck that, nah.
Yeah.
I'd rather put mud in my mouth. It tastes probably better.
I think Jez should put it out there on his show. If Arsenal doesn't win the league this season, I'll eat a pot of jelly deals live on show. That's what he. No.
Well, the thing is, though, like Trosher says here, look, the only people I've seen eat jelly deals took out their false teeth beforehand.
Oh.
Horrible shit.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah. Before some other things, roll mop herrings, are they called?
Yeah, roll mop. Yeah, the roll mops. Yeah,
Disgusting.
Yeah.
My dad used to love them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they are an acquired taste, Jez, that's for sure. Good evening to Jose El Tel Cockerel. Evening, boys.
Yeah,
Guess what? He says, guess what? I'm still smiling.
Big up Eltel.
Good evening to Peter as well. Hope you're still in the chat, mate. He says, question for the Arsenal fans. Do you think if you sign a proper striker, is it the missing part of the puzzle to help you win the league for next season?
No, we need more than that.
Yeah, we definitely need more. We need somebody out on the left. We need a backup. Actually, I'll be honest with you. I always say a backup for Saka, but why can't Arsenal have, like, not just Arsenal, but every other football team? Why can't we have, like, what am I looking for? The word, have competition in every position. Do you know what I mean? That's what we want. We had that in the Wenger days. You know, when one of our players got injured, you know, like if Freddie Ljungberg got injured, Ray Parler stepped in. You know, and vice versa. You know, out on the left, up front, on Reed Bergkamp. You know, and fucking, there's no such thing like that as anymore. So to answer that question, we need more than a striker. I personally think we need about. I think we're about 6 or 7 players, maybe 8 missing. Jez, what do you reckon?
Right, I'm with you, mate. I'm with you. Totally agree.
Excuse me.
Signing the likes of what we're talking about so far, one player, ain't good enough. Sorry.
Keith Andrews.
No.
Ain't good enough. It's all bullshit, man.
Dear, just see the question from Pepsi. Question of the night. Why are the ones with hair wearing hats?
Because they're embarrassed.
Exactly, Jess. Exactly.
My hair is a mess. A full
Be
stack
bold.
of hair.
Be bold and be proud. I don't care. You know, my head's sunburned. I don't care. It's fine.
Oh, bad.
I can put a hat on. But why? Why?
No, we've seen on a rare occasion when Haley's comet comes round and the blue moon comes out, Michael does take his beanie hat off. We've seen it a couple of times. We have actually seen it. Brentford had good steady players or play as a team with a few good players with all team spirit. Definitely agree on that one. Definitely. Just trying to catch up on the chat as well. So, gents, what do you think about your opening game of the season?
Man United. I'll be honest with you. I think I'm quite comfortable. I think I heard Jez's predictions the other night. I think he said it was going to be a draw, 1-1 draw. Is that right, Jez? You said?
No. No, I went 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1. That's what I'm going to go for. I think Arsenal can win 2, maybe 3-1. If Fuzzy was here on this show tonight, I'll be honest with you. I don't think that guy is the right man for the job. And I've said it a number of times to him. When you look at his stats compared to Ten Hag's stats, Ten Hag wins all the way down, and he's got 2 trophies to show for it as well. So you know, I mean, the answer's there. It's there right in front of you. I feel that the formation and the team that he set up was absolutely. You couldn't really fault it in the Europa League, in the European competitions, but coming to the Premier League, playing Premier League is different altogether. So he should have had a backup plan of what formation, what players, and what strategies they were going to play in the Premier League compared to what they were going to play in the Europa League. You know what I mean? So that's what I always said anyway. But yeah, Bruno Fernandes, they could have sold him for 100 million, Jez. 30. He hasn't done nothing for Man United, has he, Bruno Fernandes? So I would have took the money. I would have sold him and took the money and bought him more players for that. But I know he signed Cunha, and you know they're on about getting rid of Højlund now. Apparently Napoli's after Højlund. I think he's about 50 million euros?
Something like that.
Something like that, which is like 45 million in when you convert that into pounds. So you know, I think the best thing to do was sell him and get shot of him, because he wasn't really, you know, he wasn't really doing it at Man United, was he? So they've got more of I think they got more of a build to do. That team needs a total revamp if they want to get top 4. And a team like Man United, they've never finished. Well, the last time they got relegated, I believe Tommy Docherty was in the manager then.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
in all fairness, do you know what I mean? So, in all fairness, this has got to be. Well, this is the worst Man United team I've seen in a long time. And I've been watching Premier League football from 84, 85. Well, not Premier League, it was the old Division 1 then. But do you know what I mean? So, in all fairness, yeah, it is. They need a revamp.
Before I come to you, so just saying, Steve Bell's asking, has Carrick got another job yet? I don't think he has yet. I think there's no takers, put it this way. And also, good evening to It's Me Everest. Big up to all those legendary people on the panel.
Yeah.
I only know Jez, but I'm keen to know the others as well. So Anthony is an Arsenal fan as well, Everest, and Michael Chelsea below, as you can see with his beanie.
Yeah, big old.
He's a Chelsea fan.
Yeah.
Jez, what's your take of the opening game and that? What do you think of yourself? You think it's an easy 3 points, or?
Well, I have proper serious hat on now.
Hey.
I think Arsenal will win that game. I don't think Man United are all that. To be fair, it's all gonna take down to what Arsenal do in this window, because we've got players have gone, quite rightly. They needed to go. They were a bullshit loan. So at this point in time, if you want to sit back and look at what our squad is, it's pretty poor.
Yeah.
So it's now going to be all down to what the management do. And that's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a very interesting window. Let's get it right. And am I convinced they'll do it? So far's performance, no. But I'm still sticking my neck out and saying it's going to be a 2-1 win at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Fact. That's the old school hat saying it.
Is there Benny from Crossroads? Bottom left.
Oh, wow, he does look like it, doesn't he? I swear that was Mike, your wallpaper in the background. I swear I did see that once in an episode of Crossroads, actually, maybe.
Oh,
Bloody hell. I tell you what, the last time I saw that wallpaper, Arsenal was called Norwich. Woolwich Arsenal. Yeah.
oh.
That wallpaper behind me, mate, is history. That's proper history, mate. That hat's proper history. Proper old school hat, son.
True.
Proper
Good day to David Shearer as well. Morning, Anthony, Tony, covering your Spurs and co. He's saying, hope you keep them well there, David.
Hi, David.
Michael, what about yourself? What about your opening game? How do you think old Chelsea's going to fare?
Well, Palace at home. Obviously, it depends on both teams. Obviously, Palace have got Eze, they've got Wharton, they've got Mateta. Obviously, they've won the FA Cup as well. So, yeah, they've won a bigger trophy than what we've done in 3 years so far. In terms of what the starting lineup will be in terms of Chelsea, God knows, Tom. I think we'll have... could have Tosin and Corwell starting in that bloody back line, and Chalobah's going to get sold. And for me, Chalobah's our best left back. And yeah, I think we drew against them last season. So, God, they haven't beaten us since 1995. So there is that. They haven't beaten us in the at the bridge for over 30 years. So, I think we'd even win it by the odd goal. It'd be, Cole Palmer. We'd be relying on him again, no doubt. Or we get a 1-1 draw. It could go either way, Ton. It depends what our team is. It depends what their team is. If they keep Eze, I think that's big for Palace.
Yeah,
that's big for Palace, isn't it?
No, he's coming to Arsenal. No, we want him at Arsenal. End of.
he'll probably end up at Bayern.
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you, and I obviously like watching Jez's shows as well. Jez loves Eze. Don't you, Jez? You think he's a brilliant player and he could be suited to that style of play at Arsenal, don't you? Eze from Palace.
Eze, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Apparently, Palace have said today they'll take instalments for his release clause.
Blimey.
So why don't they just go and job done? There you go.
Step it up.
There you
step
go.
it up.
Sorted.
Yeah.
If it's 4 or 5, 6 payments, right? Just go and do it. Just go and say, right, here we go then. We'll have him. Thanks very much.
Job done. Yeah.
And West Ham can, they've done it. Maybe they could do it to us if we sign Kudos as well. Do installments. Send them a monthly figure of national minimum wage over. Keep them happy.
Still kind of counting the cost of paper rice, still, are you?
Yeah.
You're trying to say. Big up to David Shearer for being a member for 2 months as well. Big up to you, David, as always. Adam's saying here, mental that Arsenal fans want Arteta out. He's co-host. He does the show with. They love him. Talking shit about the Chelsea man, Jackson. Oh, man. Yeah, of course, we're opening game as away to Sunderland. So that's going to be, they're going to be well up for it. And yeah, you can just see the writing on the wall on this one, unfortunately. I think we've got a chance to get something out of it, but it is West Ham after all.
Yeah, you're fucked, Tom. Their season's finished. It's done. After that one game, just lock up, shut up, door.
Yeah. As I said, I can see Thomas Frank being sacked when Tottenham don't get Europe next season. Good evening to Ian as well. Annoyingly, we just know when Kudos is used properly in the correct position for an extended period of time, he will become a superstar. 50 million as cheap as chips. Well, apparently there is again this 10-day window that you've got to trigger Kudos's release clause of £85 million. So let's see who's going to step up to the ranks and pull that one off. It just seems strange because we did this, the last window, we had exactly the same thing and no club winning for him. So work that one out. What does that say about the player? That's a big old glass you got there, Jizz. It sounds like forever and a day you're pouring that wine.
Giving it large tonight. I'm a bit of a celebration man tonight.
I'm not surprised about it. I'm not surprised.
Fuck me, is that a glass or a chandelier?
Oh, my God.
This is a very nice bottle of wine that I bought a week ago up the road, and it's fucking delightful.
I was going to say to you, Jez, with the vino, the vineries around you, they have their own kind of shops and stuff like that, wine kits.
No, you can go straight to the vineyards, man.
Wow.
I did a couple of wine tours 2 weeks ago with the wife and another guy. The wife went home, and I went out with this French guy who I didn't know, and what a bloke, and we got absolutely mullered.
Yeah.
Right, and we're at this vineyard. It's one of my favourite wine producing areas, Vosne Romanée, and got involved with this guy, and we're speaking in broken French and broken English and everything. We got absolutely rinsed, and we got out of this. Fucking hell! Got out of this place after about 4 hours, and it was about 8 in the evening. And he said, basically, he's trying to tell me, very pissed, we're both ruined, and he's like, "I've got to go home." I was like, "Yeah, I've got to go home." And I'm thinking, how the fuck am I getting home? I'm about 8 miles from where I am. And I'm like, well, how the fuck do I get home now? And I tried to ring her, and she was like, not answering. And I was like, oh man, what am I doing here now? So I rang this taxi. I got this guy got his taxi company, and he said, yeah, I'm going your way and all this bullshit. So speaking to him, dropped him near where he lived. This guy, this taxi guy, I said to the guy, this Jean-Philippe, his name was Jean-Philippe. And I said, I'll get the rest of it on the way back. And I hear all that. And he dropped me off, this taxi guy dropped me off about a mile from home. And I'm like, I thought, yeah, I'm in the right place. And I thought, where the fuck am I now? and like, it's pitch black.
Oh.
And I'm like, don't forget these are country roads. This place where I live, stay in, is a small road to a little village called Tierney, right? So there's no pavements, there's nothing, there's fuck all, right? And you get people racing up and down this road, and I'm like, fuck it, what's going on? This guy's dropped me off where I thought, top of the road where I can walk back. No, I'm about a mile away. So there I am, walking down this road, right, pissed out my face, right, I'm walking down, pitch black, got my torch on my phone, like this. Eventually, find where I've got to go, walk down, and couldn't get in. I couldn't get in the house. I'm banging on the door. Now, my wife sleeps for England, right? When she goes to sleep, she goes to sleep. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I am literally like nodding donkey. So I've walked around the back of the house, couldn't get in, nothing, whatever, like this. And then knocking on the door. And then this woman opens the door. I thought, am I in the wrong house? Fucking house.
Wrong address.
She went, Jez. I went, yeah. I went, right. I said, where the fuck am I? She said, well, you're at your house. I said, who the fuck are you? And she went, you don't recognise me. I said, no, who the fuck are you then? And she went, I'm your sister-in-law. She'd come over for 3 days. 3 days, 4 days, I lied. 4 days. She'd come over for 4 days. And I looked at her, I went, oh, all right, Karen, how the fuck are you doing? And she went, you don't recognise me. I said, no, I'm fucked.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
That remind me of you, Anthony, walking around the caravan park trying to find your gaff.
yeah, that was when we was on the Man United agenda, wasn't it? After the evening game, I was pissed.
Don't ever go out for a drink, right? Don't ever go to wine tasting, right? In France with a Frenchman that you don't know, but he becomes your best mate, right? And actually ruins you. And I haven't seen that guy since. So
That says it all. Good afternoon to Lawrence from Lexington, Kentucky. Coming your way.
Yeah, Lawrence.
Hope you're well, Lawrence. Good to see you, mate. I think all good. Yeah, this is the apparently one we're going for. This forward 22-year-old Moroccan Hamza Garmain, Ignamain, or what you want to call him. Timber. Let me try and catch up on the chat because I know I'm way behind on this one anyway. So how long are you going to stay out there for, Jess? Because you've been out there for a fair bit now, haven't you, yourself?
well, we're supposed to stay here till mid-August. That's the plan. I might be staying longer because I actually love it here. I've got things to do.
Lawrence, sorry, Jess. Lawrence loves Michael because he's like, who's that mug on the bottom left?
Yeah, he
So,
knows.
August.
So,
so
he
you'll
does
stay a bit
really
longer.
Lawrence.
Yeah, no, we're going to extend the trip because we were due to go last Monday. We were going to travel over the Alps. The wife wants to go to Geneva. And I said, yeah, why not? But unfortunately, the car decided to throw the water pump out, leaking everywhere. Took us 8 hours to get recovered, and the car was taken to Lyon. She's 2 hours down the road. We've got to go and pick it up tomorrow get on the train and get down there. So next week we're going to restart our little journey I've never been to Switzerland. She's never been. She wants to go. And I said, well, let's go then. So we had to it's a fucking nightmare, man. Got to rearrange everything and go. And yeah, we're going to do that. That'd be a nice little journey in life.
You're going to Switzerland, are you?
Sorry?
You want about going to Switzerland, are you?
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 hours, about 2 hours from here. Go up over the Alps to Geneva, and then spend a week there. Never been to Switzerland in my life, so why not? It'd be a nice little break, and then we come back. But she wants to go home mid-August, and I said fine. I said, well, look, I actually want to stay here.
Yeah.
Selfishly, that's a good reason for it. It's not selfish. I want to stay till October. I'll tell you for why. Where I'm living, where we are here in Bone, in the end of September, they have the biggest wine auction. That's when the big boys come to buy the big wines. And not that I'm going to buy them, but I just want to experience the experience. Do you understand?
Yeah.
See what these people go about. It's held at a hotel called the Hotel de Ville, and I just want to go and look and be hanging my tongue out at what these people are spending. Like, really? Okay. And I just want to experience that. So I said to her, look, if you want to go home, you can. I'll drive you up to either Lyon or Dijon. You can fly home. Leave me with the car. Obviously, I need a bloody car, right? And I'll stay here for a little bit because I love it. And then she's now decided that, oh well, I might stay on longer. And I went, oh right, okay. She's now retired, right? She's decided to retire. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I said, that's fucking cool. That's brilliant. Fucking brilliant. No.
Sport your players.
Well, I know someone, Jez, that lives in Switzerland, and I can hook you up. He's an Arsenal fan. He's got his own show. Yeah. Right. And I can hook him up. And you actually watched his show one time. You put a comment in. Get off your fucking phone and say something. If that recalls alarm bells.
Yes.
Yes. So I can message him. I'll look you both up.
No.
Big up to James from E20 Zone TV with the super chat. He says, you guys are legends. Apart from Anthony, he doesn't know what a super chat is. Coming your eye, legends.
He don't like it, James, because I won more money than him on Cheltenham races, right? And also with that last week in that there was Ascot races, weren't there? And I won on, and I told him about it, and that was what he said earlier. You didn't say the fucking super chat in there, did you? But James, so I forgot, mate. I forgot. But I did have a good go. I did win quite a reasonable amount of money. I'm not going to say how much, but it was good enough to put a super chat in. Let's just say that. I forgot. Sorry, James. I'll put one in. I'll put a £2 super chat in on your next show.
You forgot. Yeah, all right. Just go back to Leslie's one there. New name for a show. The bald guy knows best. Leslie, let's know which one of the two bald guys.
Fucking hell, Tom's already done it. So I said do that one, and fucking hell. I don't know, Mike. Have you got any hair under that hat? Michael.
Oh yeah, yes, indeed, yes.
Yes.
Peter's asking into the Arsenal fans: has Rice made you a better team?
No. Sorry. Not his fault. Not his fault, guys. We have Dross in Odegaard, not good enough. Doesn't. Look, I really rate Rice. I think he's a great player, but we're playing alongside the liabilities of Odegaard and etc. Doesn't enhance his play. And if Partey fucks off, right, which we're looking it's going to happen, then where the God are we going to go there then? Look, to answer your question, if you want, he's a great player. He is. He's brilliant. But with what we've got currently, no. Because the rest of the players are a liability. Sorry.
Anthony, what's your view on it?
I'm going to go slightly different. This is the first time that I've not totally disagreed with. I am never totally disagree with Jez, but just on this one bit regarding Rice, I think he has improved Arsenal because and I'll be honest with you, Jez was right. What he said towards the end is because of the dross what he's got around him, and what we say is what the dross is in that midfield, and he's the one that's basically he's kept the spine of that team. Him and Saliba, I would both say. Not Saliba, Gabriel. Gabriel's been the best centre back. right, this season for Arsenal. So without those sort of spine players, we have, if we didn't have them, we would have been we would have been more shit. We wouldn't have finished in that. We wouldn't have finished second anyway. Not letting in the top four. So I'm going to say he has improved, because when you look at the heat map, and I'm not one for stats, but that Declan Rice, he is everywhere on the pitch. He is everywhere on that pitch.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
But we haven't, Anthony, we haven't got players of his level. If we had players, right, of his level, yeah, we'd be phenomenal. But
Yeah.
we ain't got that, man.
Yeah. I mean, he should be our free kick specialist. That's a definite, because what he did against Real Madrid in the Champions League. But he's just going to he's just going to be the manager just loves fucking Odegaard, doesn't he?
We've got a shit manager, right? Nothing's going to change, Anthony.
No, I know.
And you know, don't sit. You know, I respect your view, and it ain't going to change anytime fucking quick with this arse white manager.
No, it's not.
It's going to be the same shit again next season, right? And all the time, Anthony, mate. Much as I love your opinion, and I've got ultimate respect for you. It ain't going to happen with this manager, because you're going to get the same bullshit, right, from the arse white fans that will support this prick.
Yeah.
To failure.
Yeah.
And the big question, guys, is when do these idiot fans accept failure and say enough is enough?
Exactly.
Anyway, I'll leave it there, man. I'll leave it
Yeah,
there.
but do you know this new director, Jess, this Berta we've got in? Now, Mikel Arteta's job is in Berta's hands. Right? The sacking will come from Berta as well, right? So what I'm thinking is, can you if things don't go right for Arsenal next season, as in winning, let's say, the Premier League or the Champions League or an FA Cup or whatever trophy, right? If we end up with another trophy-less season, do you reckon Berta will sack him, or do you reckon Mikel Arteta would try and change Berta into a yes man?
Berta can't sack him. It's down to the management of the club to sack him. Berta doesn't have the authority to sack him.
Yeah, but Berta can put his point of view across, couldn't he? And say, well, look, I think...
Of course he can. He can put his point of view across, but he doesn't have the authority because he's not on the board of directors. The only people that can sack Arteta is the board of directors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I was technical director at Arsenal, I wouldn't have the power to sack Arteta. I can recommend failures.
Yeah.
I could put forward, right, a whole
case.
Yeah. Look at the failure. Look at the failure. I could put it to the board of directors and say, look at the failure. What I could have all the facts and figures of players bought, stupid wages, stupid transfer fees, right? And that's what I would do as a technical director. I'd say, right, I'm presenting you with the facts over the last 5 years of the failure in purchase and sales, and this is your profit and this is your loss, right? This is what I used to do in my business. When I ran my business, I used to do this every fucking week, right? And I'd look at where we've gone wrong. What we doing here, people, right? I'd sit down with my 3 people, partners in my business, and say, you fucked up this week. You fucked up. We've lost. Now, get back to your point, Anthony. This is what a businessman of this level should be doing. And saying, This guy's failed. He's failed. Present that to the board. Present that to the Josh, because it's Josh that runs the club now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the son. Yeah, Josh.
This guy's failed. Get him out. Fact. It's easy, isn't it?
I think you've answered this question already, Jez. You're saying about party leaving. You know, he's asking, will it hurt you, party leaving?
It will hurt. Yeah, I like Party. I think it's quality. I think him linking up with Rice stabilises the midfield. But this wanker of a manager, Tone, plays him at right back. What are we doing here? But we can talk this to death. I think we've said enough about it because this manager just complete.
Yeah, was that you, Tom? Was that New York, Tom?
He's got a new bloke's got a new toy by sounds of it. Jesus.
Where do you live? Monaco.
I've got it down up the road here, right? Up the road here it's about 5 miles up the road. He's got a fantastic property, house of dreams. I don't know what he does for a living, but he's got about 6 Ferraris, a couple of Lamborghinis, and every now and again he'll just wrap them down the road up here. It winds me right up because he goes mental, and what he does, he goes like it's 2 miles, right, and he'll go straight, and then he'll put into the bar that me and the wife go to, right, and he'll have a couple of drinks and go back to his house. That's all he does. That's all he does. And he'll like 100 miles an hour going down that road, and it's like, yeah, okay,
that's mad. Des asking, will we take Rice back? I'll take Rice back. I'd have no problems in that, I must admit. Big up to Andy So, but oi, mate, you from the States. He's big up to all, big up to yourself as well. Chris is saying Arsenal got knocked out of the FA Cup by the worst ever Man United team in history.
Yeah.
This would be a telling one for you guys, I think, for this season. Peter Chelmsford is saying, don't think Saka will recapture his form from Arsenal, not after that injury. He came back, didn't he? And it's seeing how he's going to be. Do you think he's going to be the same player?
Well, this was what I'll be honest with you, Tom. I'll jump in here, lad. This was what was mentioned in the question about Timber. Timber was mentioning all about this, like Saka. He was injured. He was brought back way too early. Timber thought he was brought back a bit too early. This, that, and the other. The players, basically, we need more depth, more quality within the team. He was open up with it, Jess. What Timber said, wasn't it? It was just honest. It was his honest views and his honest opinions. It pretty much wasn't slagging off Mikel Arteta. I mean, even though we love, even though we do talk down about him, but it wasn't slagging off the manager. It was saying that, in other words, I think we were brought back too early. Like playing in the team and that sort of thing. Yeah. And he said after I think he said, what was it? I think he said somewhere around about game 29, something like that. He just knew that we weren't going to win anything, even though we were in the semi-finals of the Champions League by then. But he's actually on about the Premier League. He said we won't win it. I personally think, I do agree with Timber. I think we're a few seasons behind now with Man City buying their 5 players. They're going to be buying players. They're 115 charges. Kevin De Bruyne's gone. He's left for Napoli. He was on something like 300k a week, I believe, at Man City, 250k, something like that, if not maybe more. Right. So this is what I'm saying. So what they're doing is getting rid of these players and bringing in other players so they can gel with the rest of because they have got quality in their team, Man City, right? But that's what they're going to be doing. And then when it comes to the actual time of FFP, they'll turn around and say, oh, right, show us your books. And they go like this. And by that time, their books will be level. and you throw the bucket aside, and you say, right, I just got to write up a report. There you go. It's all done. It's all sorted. You've done what you're supposed to do. I'll sign it and send it off, and nothing will happen. Honestly, I can see something like that happening at Man City.
True. I mean, the thing is, Liverpool are buying as well. So, and if the rumour's true, the next one they're going for is possibly going to be Isaac.
Well, they've got so much money to spend, team. They've got lots and lots of money to spend, apparently. And you're not talking millions, you're talking billions.
No, exactly, mate. Exactly. So, because it's either you or Liverpool is going to, possibly try and go for this player, but the players.
We won't get him. We won't get him. We won't spend 150 million. And last season, Newcastle wanted 150 million, right? That wasn't to sign the player. That was to actually let's have talks. That was what it was. To have talks with him. If you slap 150 million pound on this table, we're talking, we'll negotiate. That was what that fucking was.
Yeah.
But Isaac is even. I don't know if she's still in the chat. Even Mama Flossie has said it. Isaac will stay at Newcastle. He's Newcastle through and through.
Football, haven't they?
Yeah.
No, exactly. So they've got that. Chris, I've seen your comments, mate. Like I said, I'm way behind on that, so apologies. I've gone through your comments now, but of course I know that. Yeah, it is sad, mate, and I totally agree on that. It's worrying. Like I said, it is worrying. But no, I try and catch up as best as I can, mate. So apologies, I didn't read them out earlier. Charles, the day after I met Barry on YouTube, it was on Amazon News, and then Russ spoke about. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Shotwin's comment before he goes and kicks his dog. All shown now. They've all been shown. Damon Diouf, yeah. Usual. Yeah, Des asking the question because Anthony seems he's been in the money as usual, won a lot of money because we know he does the odds as well. He's already said it. Look, if Italy wins tonight, then he'll be an happy man by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Put the links up for their channels. If anyone can do that for us, it'd be greatly appreciated because I'm going through the chat. So anyone who can get the links up for Michael Chelsea and obviously Jez's and even E20 as well, really appreciate that.
Yeah, I think the trouble is now with players. Players are brands, aren't they? I mean, you've seen it with Chelsea. I mean, Cole Palmer has played for the club even when he's injured. Arsenal are doing it with Saka. Players are brands now. It's all about putting the social media out there and, new season kit or new merch. That's what it's about now. It's removed from football now, and that's the problem. And that's the same for any club who's got a big name player.
Trouble is, though, Michael, we've seen it years ago. These players get burnt out. And the one that gets burnt out, I could name one player. Remember Michael Owen for Liverpool? Went to Real Madrid and that. Then he went to Newcastle, then Man United. He was totally burnt out towards the end of his career. And then after Man United, he demoted himself to Stoke City when they were in the Premier League. So do you know what I mean? And he didn't finish on a high, that sort of thing. And that's what happens when players get burnt out. And unfortunately, if he stays at Arsenal and there's no competition on that right-hand side, I could see the same happening with Saka.
Yeah.
Saka just get burnt out.
Yeah, I think he will as well, Anthony. I don't think he'll leave the club. Maybe he will eventually. I don't think it'll be right now. I don't think it'll be immediate. But yeah, they'll burn him out and then he'll get ruined and then he'll move lower down, won't he?
He's probably already lost the yard of pace as it is now. That's the thing about it, Iron Assault was saying, Jez, he gave the best account of the West Ham 1-0 this year on Arsenal. That's obviously Julian. He's too real for AFTV, apparently. My God.
Mm.
Ravi's saying he's only on there to get Robbie deals. You know.
Yeah.
Well, he's well off him, isn't he? As well.
They all have, haven't they? That's the thing, isn't it?
Well, apparently Julian's a very intelligent man. He's a pilot.
Yeah.
Bullshit. He's not.
What flight?
I was waiting for someone to...
Flight simulator.
Bullshit, man. He works in the porn industry, actually. That's where he makes his money. He works in the porn industry, and that's where he promotes AFTV.
Wow, that says it all, then, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. They'll never say no to that.
Ravi's asking the question: is there benefit to this Club World Cup? Not at all, Ravi. Absolutely dire.
No.
Notto got sent off from Leeds for this game as well.
I mean, I read that on that Club World Cup, the games. Man City apparently, Rodri for Man City who won the Ballon d'Or. He was actually awful in the last game, so I've read, and people were telling me because I didn't watch the game, but people said that Rodri was absolutely awful.
Mind you, how long has he been out for? Bloody hell!
Yeah, I know.
Don't expect him to be a miracle at that point. I mean, he's got a long way to come back, hasn't he, from his injury? Yeah. Like Matt said, he'll sub for your channel, no doubt.
Oh, cheers, Matt. You know, saying that you're miles behind. I said that 2 hours ago.
Remy Scott here. You could be sponsored by Weetabix and the Carrot Crunchers on your channel.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to scroll. Let me zoom down a little bit, see what else we got. Get some comments.
Jesus, he's done a budgie.
Yeah, I know, but I definitely have. Ian, no, we're not sure about Earthy. So yeah, I mean, it's only what Anthony's telling us at the moment. I remember saying easy 6 points for us. Then playing Sunderland.
I've got a bounce in a minute.
No worries, Jez. I mean, yeah, I'm way behind the comments. So I'm just going to pick up some ones that I can do. So apologies, people in the chat, as talking to the people on the panel and obviously trying to get your comments in. Not always easy. Colin says it's a family on this channel. We might have differences of opinions sometimes, but always have respect for one another's opinions on football.
Yeah,
absolutely. No,
True.
well said there. Well said. Jez, been a pleasure as always, and it's been low. Hopefully, we're first of many again when the season starts back up again.
Absolutely, man. Always. Yeah, I've just got a bounce because somebody's I've just got a message. Somebody's caught a big carp out of the lake, and I've got to go down and witness it.
Oh, nice.
Apparently 68 pounds. So I've got to go and have a look at that.
Brilliant, Jez. Brilliant. Yeah. Before you go, Lawrence says, I'm going to take an hour's nap. Tony might get to my comment by then.
Big up, boys.
Yeah, I'll see you, Jez. Have a nice one.
Yeah, big up, Jez. Have a good one.
Take care, Michael. Take
Yeah,
care, legend.
Take care, Jez.
Always.
Thank you, mate.
Anthony, big up to you, man.
Yeah, big up to you, Jez. Have a nice one, yeah?
I've got to go and see this fish, man. It's the lake record. I've got to go and witness see if it's right. But anyway, boys, take care.
And you as well, Jez. Take care.
Sorry, Jez.
Yeah, apparently it lost there because it went a bit all Pete Tong near the end by looks of that. Ask James, watch long as that? 50 minutes going to pull up points. Big up to Taron BBK Sports. Hello, gentlemen. Greetings to all. Big up to the chat. Big up to yourself as well. Hope you're doing well. And if you haven't got the chance to, go to see BBK Sports channel as well. Nice guy. Talk some good sense as well.
Yeah. Alan, I'll be back in a minute. I got to bring the washing in from out the garden. It's on the line. And also, I got to do the washing up, make myself a drink. By then, you may have read out about 4 comments.
Oh my god!
Obviously, I definitely all I got to do is bring the washing. Give me 5 and.
No worries, mate. No worries. Ace is saying England's under 21, German 21 final. That'd be a good one to watch then. Nick saying, back when we went to watch Newport Jez, was the pitch in black and white? Dear mate. Jez, if West Ham don't get this window right, I think we will struggle. For I feel this Premier League season coming will be much harder. But that's my opinion. No, totally agree on that, Colin. I think it's, for me, like I said, it's a make or break for us. Not good. Cool, look at that. Pepsi, 27th of April, 1974. Newport 5, Bury 0. You know, usual saying, yeah, no buses, Jez, just penny farthing, push bikes, the good old days. So they're saying about the game. Yes, City will equalise with 9 men. Damien, as always, pleasure to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nick saying jelly deals dipped in sauce, then you suck the eel off the bone. Nah. Sorry, Nick. Eels, nah. Oh, Jesus, nah. Not good.
Adam.
Afternoon to Lone Star Londoner. Arsenal don't sign backups just like every elite team. Don't need. Yeah, that's what I thought as well, Pepsi. Nwaneri should be Saka's backup.
Yeah, it is.
Brendan's asking the question, obviously, at that point, what kind of game he counted due to sending offs. So when you think about it, you should have 7 constitutes a team. So if you go below 7, then that should be enough to kind of get the game abandoned. I was saying 5, but it should be 7. Obviously, do Jez and Anthony think Arsenal will get it right this season and win the league? No, they don't think, Ian. If not, who do you think will win it? Well, Anthony, I'll come back and answer that one. I'm going to star that comment because it's a fair one. But I think Liverpool are showing signs. I don't know about you, Michael, that they mean business again. They do mean business. There you go. Look at that. 4th of January 1977. Estado Centario Montevideo. Uruguay 1, Ecuador 1. Match abandoned after 78 minutes due to Ecuador receiving 5 red cards.
Yeah, it's most likely out there.
4-0 Gokares, 2 goals Sesko, 1 Zubamendi. Step means nothing. Peter says Pot will be gone in November. If he doesn't get right, I don't think it'll be good. 60% chance of relegation for West Ham. That's big odds. That is big odds.
I think Wolves will be in there as well, though. It depends who they get.
Yeah, this is true. Lawrence, thanks for being with us today. You may see this post next week. It's my apologies, Lawrence. I will send a message. I will send a message and that. I meant to listen to some Sparks this week. My baby's taking me home. Music. Peter's saying, why is it called a transfer window and not a transfer door? As they don't climb through a window.
Yeah,
true. It'd be interesting to know where the origins of actually that word came from. I'd have to look at that.
Yeah, I'd like to know about
that. Lone Star saying Northern Chelsea, you have Nicholas Jackson, better off with Janet Jackson, apparently.
Yeah, I love the fact Lord Star London who gives it, but I could give it in the chat as well, can't I?
You can indeed, mate. Nick saying, do any of you know the player I have a small dick? Yeah, of course we all know that. Right, West Ham United saying, because a door can be ajar, but a window is either open or shut. It's a good shout. Stepsy, good evening to yourself, mate. Big up Tony in the panel. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Good to see you. Yeah, talk about the music. Let me just kind of come down.
Haven't West Ham already made a permanent signing? Tadibo.
That's it. Yeah, Tadibo. Basically, that's it so far.
Yeah,
I do apologise.
Was that one of the triplets?
Oh, here it is.
Todd's better be on with the chat. Jesus.
And he's washing from the dark.
Peter, new name for the show. I don't like it up the arse. Usually say Jez is on the Thunderbird. One Thunderbird. You remember the old Thunderbird? White Lightning.
White Lightning. Fucking hell.
Good. Dow, big up to yourself as well, mate. Oi, oi.
Big up, Dow. He's in bed now.
Is a kind of a negative. He's in bed. Snip's saying Herbert has trouble finding his tractor.
Uh,
That was just delightful. You're saying there. James is also with the super chat supports Anthony. Where's the money, son? Where's the money?
Oh.
Real Madrid wants Falkirk apparently. Ruben season after they took Fobel, I believe anything. Jesus, yeah. Frog saying Rice has shown Odegaard how to take a fucking penalty for starters.
yeah.
Sorry, he meant free kick. He means
Free kick. Yeah, definitely.
Peter saying, does Benny think Chelsea should ditch Sanchez? That's your nickname for now, mate.
Yeah, send Sanchez to West Ham. But yeah, give us.
I did actually call this on my game show. Give Benny even prospects. It's all right, Mike. Don't worry about it. What goal you say?
Yeah. No, the first Crossroads was before my time, but yeah, I do know the show. I mean, God, I'll have to find out who this Benny Hill is. And
No, you have to look it up, mate. You'll see.
I will do. Yeah.
Good evening to Terence as well. Good evening, gentlemen. Sorry for the late show. I was having a nice little meal. I hope you're keeping well, Terence. Good to see you as well.
Was that with the bulldog?
Not with Toby. Big up to Mr. Joshy J as well. Big up Tony, Mike Geezer, Michael Chelsea FC, and Jez in the chat. Good to see you, mate. I hope you're all good. And good evening to our good old friend as well, E. Ross. Big up to the crew. Arsenal, the gift that keeps on giving.
Big up, E. Ross.
Man. There's one here for you as well, Anthony. I'm going to come back onto that. And it was, do you think Arsenal will get it right this season and win the league? If not, who do you think will win it?
Oh, well, personally, I don't think Arsenal's going to win the league, and that's horrible to say. But what can I say? I think Liverpool is going to be at Liverpool and Man City. Personally, they're going to be the top two this season. I think Arsenal's going to be third or fourth. But yeah, it's going to be at Liverpool or Man City for me. It'll be one of them two that win the Premier League. When you look at it, I think I might edge Liverpool because obviously with Van Dijk and what's his name, Salah, they signed contract extensions. Wirtz has gone to Liverpool now, and obviously they got is it Frimpong to place Trent?
Yeah.
Frimpong. Yeah.
So I still think Liverpool might edge it. So I'll just see Liverpool. Man City second.
Yeah, they seem serious, don't they? Liverpool, that's for sure.
Yeah.
No two ways about it. Nick's asking, question for Mr. Chelsea. Why do you think Mudryk turned to drugs? Do you think it's because he played for Chelsea?
Yeah, that's 80 million down the drain. And at one time, that could have been Arsenal.
Yes.
Hey, we got Trossard. We were happy with him.
Yeah, but you are now, Anthony. Yeah.
People saying about Jez saying about the old Ferrari. It sounded like he's got Chris Evans living near him. You imagine that?
Oh my God! Yeah, Chris Evans.
Dad says, "Go and hit Jez." Where's the but it's just like Anthony here at the farm racing the tractors.
Yeah. Got to race you got to have a tractor race every now and then.
Mate, I mean, obviously, I don't know if any of you have seen that Clarkson's farm because he bought that big old Lamborghini tractor. Then he had a load of them turn up and choosing it, and he bought another for Lamborghini, which he then has now got rid of, and he's now bought a autonomous one, so it don't need anyone to drive it. It will do it, and it's so accurate. It's like 2.5 centimeters from the line you was in the first place. That's how close it is to the. Yeah, so that Caleb fellow who's basically become a millionaire, I think, over this program, he's shitting himself because it's like he's out of a job now.
Sure, bloody hell. But then again, like I said, he's a millionaire, so
he's
got a few mil behind him.
True. He was saying, "Jesus Christ, Wurzel is here."
Yeah, tell me about it.
Nick says, where do you think will be the next evolution in football technology? What department or area do you think will be next, given the rate of technological developments, and how do you think it will help?
I'll be honest with you, Tom. I don't think VAR. You know my opinions on VAR. I don't like it. They can come up with all this technology, and personally, I think it'd be a load of crap. But the best one that they bought out was goal line technology. That's the only best one that they bought out.
See, for me, I mean, if VAR is going to stay, then all they've got to do along the length of the pitch is install one of them kind of camera things on a runner, basically, so you can literally go along the length of the pitch, and that's where you're going to get your lines. Keeping on with the fullbacks coming back and forwards, that's the only way around it.
Yeah, it's ruining the game for me.
Well, I mean, this so-called semi-autonomous VAR hardly saw it. So it depends if they're going to bring in for this new season. That's the question for me, Michael.
Yeah.
Frog's answered the question for Nick, though. There, a NetNav app, so our players can check which way they're supposed to be kicking the ball. Mama's still with us. She says, I'm still here. Club owners have said Isaac is not for sale at any price. When he does go, it will be to Barca. Wow.
Oh, I agree with that. I totally agree with that.
Lords is saying this show has turned into an Arsenal chat, which is boring as massaging a sheep. That guy in the bottom left corner worries me.
Oh yeah,
he loves you. Yeah. Terence says, with the players Liverpool bought in, it pains me to say I think there's going to be unstoppable bought class.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Give me a minute, Mama says, no worries. Yeah. There you go. Thank you very much. There's Michael Chelsea's
big
channel.
Fossy, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, that's jumped. And obviously there is Jezzy's channel. Getting into Luke Skywalker, coming you gun, as you say. Nick says, where do you think football will be by 2050? How do you think this will look compared to now? Do you think there will be more artificial intelligence in football? If so, how do they envision it? Might do away with the referee, you never know.
Probably add another 90 minutes to the game.
Good evening, Russ. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Good to see you. Peter's saying, will the football be cancelled if World War III breaks out? It's
I'd imagine so.
Getting a little bit worrying when you look at it at the moment. Old Trump, what he's been doing, and Iran there, and there's Russia and China could be involved. That's the reason why this stream's taken so long, just in case. We just thought we'd pack it out. So it is going to be the last stream we do. This will be the one. But yeah, that is why. I mean, yeah, there's because there's also China that could be involved as well. It's a bit of a mess out there at the moment. Luke saying Julian sells CDs at Wembley Market. Bloody hell. Frog says the fans from the old bowling castle all received a brown paper parcel. In it was shit, and on it was a present from David Sullivan's arsehole.
Oh my, yeah.
The club of so many empty stadiums have been trying to get out of free tickets and are still struggling to fill the stadiums. Yeah, it's crap. Mama says, I said you're an hour behind, son. I'm trying to catch up, Mama. I'm trying to get there. I'm nearly there.
Should never have had it in the US, in all honesty.
That's where the money, though, is, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah, it is. Same as the World Cup. Yeah.
Big up to my boss who's saying big up Anthony and Michael Chelsea.
Yeah, big up. Absolutely.
Perhaps is end the show top before the ant comes back. Des says, when your next show, Tony? I might do something tomorrow, Daz. And obviously, I've got to speak to Anthony and Fuzzy when we're talking about bringing back the good, the bad, and the ugly as well. He was Anthony kept a deal over the line yet? Breathtaking deal. Yes.
That ain't
so,
not been done yet.
Zuba Mendy, Kepa, all these ones that are supposed to be over the line. Yeah, Chili Hill's nasty. I agree on that one, Luke. Yeah, that's just Frank. Yeah, what's happening with that as well?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's like sometimes I give up on it, Tom. Seriously, I really do. I give up on it. I think to myself, all these players that were so cool, apparently get in and all this and that. It's just not fucking happening. It's just
Yeah. True,
it's like
Peter.
a fucking
No, it does.
it's like a fucking constipation at the football club. You can't go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what it feels like. It's just rubbish until I actually see, the place, like what I said earlier in the show, that ordering up the shirt and signing the contract. That's it, guaranteed. But it's rubbish. I just don't. I want to stick to facts. Let's stick to facts. Let's see when we sign the players and this and that. I've seen so much Arsenal shows on transfer. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get that one. This one's gonna be amazing. We've got him. We signed him. Where the fuck is he?
I
God,
thought Zubimendi was meant to be done last summer. I heard that somewhere.
Well, it was the January transfer window that broke out because we on this show we covered the January transfer window, didn't we, Tom?
Mm.
And it said breaking news: Zubimendi will be an Arsenal player for next season. Apparently, they went in for him in January. Obviously we're in fucking June now. Well, I'll give it a couple of weeks. We'll be in July. So, do you know what I mean? So that's almost 7 months, and nothing.
Still nothing.
No.
Peter's asking you: are Chelsea moving for the bridge or moving elsewhere to build a new stadium?
Still at the bridge as far as I know, and they can't move from there anyway due to the Chelsea pitch owners. What Ken Bates put in many years ago. So they can't do anything about that.
Oh, of course, he future-proofed it there. That's right. I remember that.
Yeah. Unless the Chelsea pitch owners want to give back into this ownership, but why would they do that when they didn't do that when it was Roman? So, and obviously due to all the stuff on the pitch, would you trust this lot with a new stadium? No,
probably not, mate. Yeah, probably not. I totally agree on that. Happy Amaret, good to see you as well. So glad I've caught you live, and the same for you. It's good to see you. I know it's been a while. Hope you're keeping well and doing what you're doing. Yeah. Good to see you. He was saying off to you as well. Liverpool City 100%. Anthony, unfortunately, Arsenal just not serious enough, and everyone's saying hello to Happy as well. Hell of a question. Mudryk lost drugs, tested positive. He took quite a few things, didn't he?
Yeah.
Have I missed any big signings in the claret and blue? Yeah.
When he got done for, Modric, Michael, I don't know if you know this, but he was actually he was caught sniffing poppers. So,
yeah.
Fucking hell, man.
Yeah. He's done it. Adrian Mutu. Of course, Adrian Mutu did it back in the day, didn't they? As well.
Yeah.
It just seems it's all the other stuff he took as well. Just madness.
Yeah.
Luke Skull was saying, "Happy Amaret, Heskey is having a medical at West Ham." That sounds about right. That sounds about right.
Bill Heskey, I remember him.
Yeah, they sound about the old thing there.
Yeah.
Dad's our podcast getting blamed for the earthy thing. Mama said obviously it was there. You're saying, what was that thing that used to run up and down at the tennis during matches that got rid of in the end and they got rid of VAR? Cyclops, that was it. That was the thing that went up and down the pitch that kept an eye on where the ball was.
Yeah.
That's what they need to do, something like that, similar to football, I do believe. I'd be saying, can't get rid of the refs. Who will Liverpool blame when they have a shoddy performance?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Nick saying by 2050 we could have 4 quarters instead of 2 halves, so they can care to advertise more. So advertisement spots at the end of each quarter. Football could be more advertiser focused. Well, the commercial bit in full strength.
Yeah, that's where the money is. Adverts as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Lawrence is China knows.
I'll be fucking 70 then.
China knows better to get involved. They do a whole new ball game. Yeah, this is the problem, Lawrence. It's well, they've got investment in the oil things over there, apparently, or something like that. So not good. Frog says genetically modifying eels so they taste like lamb would get my vote.
No.
See, a day when each club has its own robot team too on top of the human teams. So I think robotics is going to play a huge role in the sport in the future, to the point we have robot leagues. Bloody hell. Happy saying she's shattered. I worked the last couple of weekends at the kids' charity football tournament. If I see another candy floss tub, I hope everyone is fine and dandy. I've missed all football transfer news. Yeah, all keeping well. It's good to see you. Usually saying if World War III starts, let's hope it's over before the first game of the season.
Oh,
yeah, you haven't missed anything avoiding transfer cobblers here. Yeah, practices the Zuma Mendy deal was agreed to be the official confirmed from week commencing the 1st of July. Bloody hell. Nick's also saying football could turn into a battle of the engineers type sports where they compete against each other, creating robotic players within a regulated rule set, a bit like F1 or FE works in a way. I've seen 2 robots trying to do football. I think one was taking penalties and managed to trip itself up. Yeah, agree on that, Frog. Pat on the back for the charity work, by the way. Top draw for what she does.
yeah.
So are you after a new goalkeeper then, Mike, Chelsea, or no?
Yeah, well, I wish we were. I mean, did anyone believe we were going to get Mike Mannion? I mean, no. But yeah, if you want Sanchez, Anthony, I mean, he's all yours if you want him. But yeah, I think you're getting Kepa, aren't you? So
Well, we're getting Kepa, but I'm just saying because obviously West Ham needs a goalkeeper. After watching Soccer 8, they're signing fucking Paddy McGuinness. So
that'd be a bet, right? Wouldn't it?
Oh.
That would be a bet, right?
Yeah, decent change for David Sutherland, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Cheap.
man.
So,
Hey, Ross, Tony, you guys keeping Ings? He's gone, mate. We've released him. He is gone. He has gone.
oh, he ain't gone to another club then. He's just been released. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah, he's one of the ones that's been released. But there is talk, obviously. Well, watch this space with Wrexham, because if you look at it with them, they're looking to go big, aren't they? So,
well, they just signed Christian Eriksen.
I know.
It's like fucking hell.
Yeah,
Christian Eriksen's gone to Wrexham.
You know,
I did not know that.
This is what they've done. If you look at how when Reynolds and McElhenney came in,
And the other guy.
they buy players from the division above, and that's how they've been doing it.
Yeah,
that's what's got them up the table. But now they've got permission, or they're putting together a package to increase it to a 55-seater stadium.
Oh man, serious?
Yeah. Because I read rumours that Ryan Reynolds, well, and this is just what I just read. It's not a definite, but apparently they reckons that he might be the first one that can sell a part of his shares out in whatever, because he's gone on to he's teamed up with Hugh Jackman, an Australian rugby team or something like that. They've gone into partnership with, but it's a team over in Australia. But it's not a definite. But it's like what I said. He's pumped so many, the millions that they've done so many videos on TikTok and all this and that. It scrapes up so many millions, and all that what they've done, they've actually put it into Wrexham Football Club.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they've even had some of the players in one of the films, haven't they? They've had them in films, TV adverts.
Oh, he's even in it. Paul Mullen. Yeah. He's got, apparently, I've read Wigan Athletic want him.
Yes. So he's been a good servant for him. So they move him on.
Yeah, you can get him after releasing Danny Dings.
Yeah, it probably is though. He'll actually score goals. That's the difference.
Danny Dings, yeah. Get Paul Mullen.
Fucking Kepa. Yeah, can they replace the wife? There's a program about that. That's America wrong on all levels again. Jesus. Director John. Good evening, you answered bastards. Good evening to Director John.
Oh, Director John.
Good old friend
Fucking
across
hell.
the pond.
Yeah.
Hope you're well, John. It's good to see you in here, as always. And they're saying that. So we're coming up to the end anyway. We've caught up with the chat, Frog saying my ex's intelligence appeared artificial at Brendan saying, is it me or does Anthony look like he has one nostril? Clearly I need to sleep.
Clearly on what?
I can see what you're saying here, because funny enough, when you look at the light shining from one side, it's literally you can only see this nostril and not this one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Oh, when you move now, you can see it again. Yeah. Trickery of the light.
Trickery of the light. Yeah.
Nick's YouTube companion AI, and you'll see a lot of stories. But yeah, we've already seen it with some of these kind of things you can do now, and everyone's saying like each other is all good. And on that note, we're 3 hours and 5 minutes into this. As always, it's been a pleasure having people on the panel. Jez from Jez's Arsenal, obviously James from E20 Zone TV, Michael.Chelsea FC. A pleasure as always having him on there. And as always, my co-host on a Wednesday, the wonderful Anthony Herbert. Always a pleasure having him on board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was all right. You know, this is the 5th show I've been on in a week. I've been on I'll be honest with you, I've been on Yeti's show, and we've been doing the Football Manager.
Okay. Who's been sacked? Jez is not on there, is he?
Jez is not on there, so there's no sacked going on. He's the man. Well, I'm helping him with Hartlepool. He's doing the Brian Clough thing. He started off in our Hartlepool, and we did a 5.5 hour stream, and we managed to play. I see one game, but we managed to get to half time, and the fucking stream ended. So that took 5.5 hours. So that was amazing.
God, I was the same on that as well at one time. Football Manager, it gets addictive, doesn't it?
It does get addictive. In all fairness, it's been good. I've been enjoying it, and obviously it was on Yeti's show, The Real Deal, on Friday. Then I went on a show on Thursday with Lee. Fucking hell, the biggest flip flop ever on YouTube on my life. So I was on his show on Thursday. So I've done 3 shows with Jetty, that one with Lee, and this one. So that's been 5 shows this week. And
fair play to you, mate. Fair play. Yes, Director John, it's also good seeing you as well, as you said. Peter's saying, well done, ladies, for the show. You're most appreciated as always. Nick says, ladies have had access to rugby for a while anyway. Yes, absolutely, they have indeed. Mama, always a pleasure. Thanks for hanging around with us,
Mama.
lads.
Yeah.
There. Usually says, Nick, have you got a phone number where I can get one? Asking for a friend. Usual, they're not cheap. That's the difference. Yeah, they're in the thousands. Eros, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, as always, a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Mama's also saying thanks to the chat as well. Everyone, Frog says, fucking Hartlepool, that place is an experience in itself. And thanks everyone. Yes, of course, as always, thanks for being with us. And there's still 24 people in the house. If you haven't already, make sure you share, like, and subscribe. And also, like I said, go to see Michael Chelsea's FC's channel as well.
Yeah,
Jez's Arsenal History and James E20. We'll put those links into the description.
Yeah.
Nick says, obviously, thanks for the stream, everyone. It was a pleasure being here. Nick, it's good to see you in that, and it's good to see you in good spirits as well. Peter says, don't forget to lolook up your double Benny. Absolutely. Well done, Peter. Good.
Don't worry, Peter. I'll take it out.
Happy saying, no, stay on for another hour at least. I would love to. I would love to, but yes. It's good to see you back on the scene as well, Happy, and that has been a while. You have, she has been missed. There's no two ways. It absolutely been missed.
Yeah, she has been missed. The comments in Happy Emery, but big up to you.
What a lightweight! Look. Nick says, if West Ham get Europe next season, Will you do a 48-hour stream? I'll book the days off from work, Nick, just for the pleasure. I will do indeed. But everyone in the chat, have a great week. Hope it all goes well for you. Don't forget, possibly might have some rain and thunder tomorrow, but it's a cooler, it's a nice little breeze. So yes, enjoy. And as Peter says, no bickering on here makes a great chat. And that's what it's all about, Peter. We're here to talk about, not just football. We have look at the last time we did, Pete. We watched the watch along and that. We were talking about chocolate bars and TV programs. Superb, absolutely brilliant. Good shout, Pepsi. A spotlight show with Happy. I shall get in touch with Happy and see if she's up with that. Nick says, watch it happen now, completely out of nowhere. Happy as always. Have a great week. Same to you as well. And as always, people, look after yourselves. Enjoy the week. And as
keep
always,
it real, keep it Anthony.
Oh, my days.
The breeze are good. Wrong show.
Leave it. Yeah, wrong show.
And street.
Take care, everyone. And good night.